The lateness is greatness. As always, we are here with the Crystal Palace versus West Ham United game, which rounds off the weekend's coverage, really, of all of your watch-alongs. We said at the start we were going to go from Friday all the way through to Monday night, and we have done that, of course. Get your thoughts in the comment section below. Crystal Palace up against West Ham tonight. West Ham United's team strong and unchanged yet again from Nuno Espirito Santo. Matt Manson in net. Kyle Walker-Peters being selected over Aaron Wan-Bissaka, as Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I believe, turned up late when it came to returning from international duty. Mavropanos, who's been outstanding. Disasi, who's been outstanding as well. And, of course, Juve on the left-hand side. Jared Bowen, Matheus Fernandes, Souček, Somerville, as you'd expect, in that sort of five across the middle. Pablo just in behind, the absolutely energetic Tati Castellanos pressing from the front. If we move over to Crystal Palace, interesting lineup here. Lacroix back into the side. A lot of people thought he was going to be absent for this one. Dean Henderson off the piss and back into the side. or I should say he was in the side anyway, wasn't he, in Florence? So, yeah, they've all had a bit on the ale, I think. But interestingly enough, when it comes to Crystal Palace, I don't know if you guys know, but Palace are actually second in the form table at this moment in time, 11 points gained from the last 5 games. Chris Richards, who's been really impressive, I think, this season. Lacroix, Canvo, I should say, who has looked pretty decent, the youngster, when he's been in proceedings. Tyreek Mitchell, sort of consistent on that left-hand side. Munoz, who I think is just absolutely excellent. Partnered, interestingly, obviously, we've seen that Wharton hasn't been involved, has he, for the past, however many game weeks. But I do like Jefferson Lerma in there. And the reason I do like him in there is because you look at this West Ham side, and you do think with Souček and Matheus Fernandes, there's a lot of physicality in there. Now, if you did have Will Hughes partnered with Wharton in that midfield, or let's say, you had the yin and yang of Wharton and Lerma, which probably would be better, really, in terms of quality. But Lerma being in there makes a massive difference for Crystal Palace in terms of physicality and athleticism in there for me. So it's really important he's in there. I think they've seen a little change when Jefferson Lerma's come back from injury. Will Hughes in there, obviously, in replacement of Adam Wharton. I think Hughes he doesn't give you as much pace, I think, on the turn as someone like Adam Wharton, especially in that final transition, that final pass. But Hughes is a tidy player, can always connect to the front boys. And there's a 2 in behind, Jorgen Strand-Larsen of Jeremy Pino and Brennan Johnson. So it's kind of still a pretty strong, when you're looking at it, Crystal Palace side. The only absentee, really, for me there is Adam Wharton. Now, let's just have a quick look at this form table. And this is probably going to, be quite surprising for you guys. I'll try and get it up now. The form table normally gives you a representation of the past. Okay, so it's gone last 6 here. Can we get the last 5, which is what I saw a little bit earlier on? Probably doesn't matter. But let's have a look at the last 6 games. Okay, so last 6 games. I'll just get that on the screen now so you guys can have a little bit of a look. But we do have there Crystal Palace higher than I thought. There you go. Higher than I thought. Palace 7th. Especially, it's pretty impressive, really, when they've had nothing to play for. Above them, obviously, you've got City, Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool, Everton, Man United, the likely suspects. And then Palace up there with Bournemouth, who've been absolutely excellent, haven't they? And Palace have won more games, so in the last 6. So, yeah, impressive. Really impressive. And I don't think this will be easy. I don't think this will be easy for West Ham United. But and the pressure aspect is interesting now as well, isn't it? Because you look at the league table, like we've spoken about, and I'll get the league table on screen here so you guys can have a look. We do have it down in the corner, but I think it just moves around a little bit in the corner. So I'll just show you guys what we're going to be looking at when it comes to the relegation battle, and you guys can have your thoughts in the comment section. But please do consider liking the video as well, everybody. We're going to be going till the very end tonight, as always. We do have 3 at the back as well. I know you guys are enjoying that sort of stuff from 1 o'clock tomorrow, so please tune in for that a little bit later on. This is the relegation battle. We'll get into a couple of your comments in a sec, but this is the relegation battle now. So I'm looking at this now, and, you do look at the complexion of this, don't you? And you think to yourself, right, okay, so Leeds look okay, maybe a couple of points, but there's 1 loss in 5 for Leeds there. Forest, no losses in 5, which I didn't realise how decent their record was. West Ham, 2 losses in 5. Then he gets Tottenham, 3 losses in 5, no wins there as well. And you kind of think the 3 out of it are going to be okay. And the form guide tells you that as well. You know, you're looking at Tottenham, Burnley, and Wolves, it's pretty evident that there's going to be sort of, one team joining Burnley and Wolves in the Championship next season. That's Tottenham Hotspur. But you do look at West Ham tonight. Now, if West Ham make it 35, so if they beat Palace tonight, take it to 34, you've then got 34, 36, 39, and just above is Newcastle on 42 and Palace, but Palace have got two games in hand. So I do think this is going to be a really high tally this season. Like, I don't think it's going to be, we're not talking 45 or anything like that. I think that's ridiculous. But I do think you can see maybe Tottenham picking up. I said this on the video early on. I know they've not won a lot of games, but I think what people are missing out when it comes to context is De Zerbi, right? De Zerbi's been in there for 2 games now, and they've not looked as good in 2026 and probably a lot of 2025 in any game they've played, in my opinion, in comparison to that Brighton game that they played at the weekend. I thought Tottenham were good in that game. And if they'd have won the game, there'd have been no complaints from me, really. I thought a draw was a fair result, but if they'd have won it, there wouldn't have been any complaints. It wouldn't have been that crazy to say so. So the context you've got to apply is De Zerbi, when De Zerbi's been in charge. We don't have that much of a sample size for De Zerbi yet. So you look at Sunderland, they were marginally better, but Sunderland were the better team. But you look against Brighton, it was very even. I think Tottenham actually out-XG'd them and created a lot of decent chances. Xavi Simons, Pedro Porro, etc. Archie Gray at the end. So you look at Tottenham, and it wouldn't be surprising for me if Tottenham, with the fixtures that they've got left, it wouldn't surprise me if they were to beat Wolves, but it is Wolves at home, which is a different beast to Wolves away. And that's something to take into consideration. Wolves do still have good players in that team. João Gomez, Matthias Mane, Krejci, more the other Gomez, Andre, they've got good players in that team, and they can make it difficult, as we've seen with Arsenal, Brentford, Villa, Liverpool in Wolves' last sort of 8 weeks. Tottenham then go to Villa. Now, it'll be interesting to see what Villa have to play for at that point, because they're pretty much consolidated in that Champions League spot. And they've obviously got, the Europa League, which they're going to be concentrating on. Could there be a bit of context there in terms of, maybe just trying to keep some players in terms of attrition away from that Premier League campaign? Who knows? It feels like Villa are fine on both fronts, doesn't it? In terms of, I think they're going to win that Europa competition. I also think they're going to finish in the top 4. Then they've got Leeds. Have Leeds got anything to play for there, Tottenham? But the whole complexion here is you're looking at it and you're thinking, Wolves away. Again, I know they haven't won Tottenham in 2026, but De Zerbi now, if it wasn't for a last gasp winner from Jorginho Rutter, that would have been a win. And that is the margins that go against you, of course. But I can see them beating Wolves. That would then take them to 34, which is the conversation now, because if West Ham weren't to win tonight and they were to draw or lose, that would mean West Ham go back into the relegation zone. And then obviously they've got Aston Villa. I do think Villa will beat them, so I can see them losing that game. So they've got 3 points so far. Leeds, depending on what Leeds have to play for at that point, who knows? Tottenham, especially, are they going to make the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium a little bit of a fortress with 5 games to go? I could see them maybe nicking that, maybe 6 points there. Even if it's 4, 4 to 6 points is not a bad return in those games, even though Tottenham need wins. Chelsea-Tottenham, could see them maybe nicking a point there. And then Tottenham-Everton, I think that'll be tricky for them, but you never know on the last day of the season. So, could you see a couple of wins in there for Tottenham? Maybe. And, even if you see a couple of wins in there, that's going to take them from 31 to 37. And if you put in a couple of draws in there as well, maybe up against Everton, maybe up against Villa, maybe up against Chelsea, or, the context is Chelsea is so inconsistent and poor at the minute. Everton at home on the last day of the season. Everton have been excellent away from home, so that's going to be a tough one for Tottenham. I actually think that's Tottenham's toughest game remaining. Everton at home, which is mad. And then Villa away. What are Villa going to be doing? So you look at Villa, Chelsea, and Everton on paper, and you think they're really, really tough games. I ultimately do look at it and think Tottenham have left this too late, and I do think they'll go down. But a lot of it is very, very dependent on what happens with West Ham United. Let's just have a quick look at West Ham's fixtures as well before we get into a couple of your guys' comments. West Ham fixtures. So when you're looking at West Ham, so West Ham have won 2 of their last 5, I think it is. So today, I think West Ham will win tonight. I think they'll win 1-0 tonight. I think they'll get a point against Everton at home. The return of David Moyes. The bad thing about West Ham against Everton is Everton are off the back of a loss in a Merseyside derby. That's the bad thing for Everton there, for West Ham. You don't normally see Everton going 2 losses on the bounce. So that's something to take into context. Moyes will be wanting to bounce back more than ever there as well. But West Ham have been so good at home. So I can see them getting 3 points tonight, see them getting a point against Everton. That would take them to 36 on game. That would be 36 on game week 34. Game week 35, they got a Brentford away. I could see maybe a point there. Maybe a point there. 37. Arsenal at home. I think Arsenal might pip them there. Might pip them. So we'll put that as a loss. Newcastle away, I can see West Ham getting something there. Newcastle have been atrocious, atrocious. So a point or 3 points there. You know what? We're looking at nearly 40 there already. And then Leeds on the last day of the season. Now, I'm not saying West Ham are going to get 43, but if you look at the form guide, they're not losing many Premier League games at all. I mean, their last Premier League loss was Villa, of course, the one before last, and then Liverpool. But before that, you're not seeing many, you know? So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But West Ham, I guess, are still in the thick of this, which is quite interesting. Let's get into a couple of your guys' comments. Okay. I've got a few of you in the building. Hey, mate. Hi, everybody. Where are we here? Let's have a look. Got a few comments coming in. Evening Strife, how's it going? Evening all. Is Con late again? I am, mate. Evening Connor, hiya, any old iron? No West Ham top here, Con? No, mate, not now. The amount of content you've been doing recently, Connor, is unbelievable. Yeah, it's hard, mate. But we're good. We're enjoying it, mate. I do love getting on this. I can see West Ham getting a good win tonight. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, with the Palace team, actually. And it's great us doing this as well, by the way, because Monday Night Football have just addressed everything about, you know, the Arsenal game the other day. They've not actually spoken about West Ham at all. Yeah, so excuse me. Dangerous mindset. Palace have checked out when it comes to the Prem. I don't know, Lewis. I'm not sure, mate. I mean, I would have said that. Maybe it's like this week, but I couldn't believe the form when I was looking at it. The last 5 games have picked up 11 points. One more win for Leeds will be enough. 35 if West Ham win. Come on, you Irons. Get Spurs gone. Let's shake up this league. Has this, hey, Connor, hope you're good. All good, buddy? I think if Spurs fail to beat Wolves, they're down. But if they do beat Wolves and West Ham or Forest lose on the weekend, then it'll be interesting. Yeah, 100%, mate. It really will. And I just think, and I know West Ham fans will hate hearing this as well. And I get that. I get that, guys. I just think that there was a definite difference with Tottenham, but they lost. They drew the game. Felt like a loss, didn't it? The best Spurs will get is a draw. They're good at home, aren't they? Wolves, they are good at home. They're better at home anyway. Magnum, hi, mate. As a Palace fan, Hughes and Lerma is a shit midfield pivot. Okay, fair enough, Magnum. What are your thoughts on Lerma being in there, though? I think Lerma and Wharton's very strong. I like the physicality Lerma brings, to be honest with you. Farke is some boy, and he is Ryan. Yeah. Ryan, God, what are you doing in there? The one Leeds hater. Good to see you in here, mate. Hey, we embrace all. If Tanaka starts, you'll be more than safe, indeed. Spurs will only get 3 more points, Wolves, and that's it. Palace 100% focusing on Europe, which they should. A trophy in Europe. Yeah, agreed, mate, agreed. SJ says, of course, Leeds are safe. So that's 2 promoted teams that have survived compared to... I don't know if I'd say, of course, Leeds are safe. I think I'm pretty much there. But they're not safe yet. Leeds aren't safe yet, but we're pretty much there. Good evening, Con. Would be a great evening if Palace management to beat the Irons. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I've got my Leeds hat on, I've said this multiple times. I do have a bit of a soft spot for West Ham, and I'd rather Tottenham go than West Ham, to be honest with you. But from a Leeds perspective, I think, and this would be fair from a Forest perspective and a West Ham perspective, I think you surely want Leeds down there, and you surely want West Ham or Forest down there. So it's more teams down there. The whole like Spurs cut adrift thing is fine until Spurs maybe get that win, and then everybody's back into it again. And everybody's kind of got the wins. It's the best. It is the best. I can't think of a better relegation battle ever in terms of the caliber of teams down there. What I mean by that is just the individual quality. There has been no. It is staggering that we're talking about Nottingham Forest still being in a relegation battle on 36 points. Some people would still say Leeds win a relegation battle on 39. It's the standard is ridiculous. Like, look at when the bottom three were relegated last season and the season before that and the season before that. Irons, says Giulietto. Hi, Connor. Hi, everyone who smashed a like. Good to see you in. Lexi's in it. Hi, Lexi. I have nothing against Spurs. Would just be hella funny to see them get. I agree. Hope Palace get a win tonight so West Ham and Spurs can fight it out. Stripe says, what's everyone's preference? West Ham to lose tonight and make it between West Ham and Spurs? Or, yeah, as I said, I'd like to see Spurs cut adrift, but I guess it's the pressure element. If can Spurs deal with that if they're seeing West Ham on 35, Forest 36, Leeds 39, then there's a big pressure element, isn't there? Big pressure element. Mike says 272 watching only 11 likes. Yeah, guys, come on, let's rack them up. Do me a solid. Thank you so much. Hey, Mike, good to see you in here, pal. Lerman Hughes have no progression, but yeah, one of those with Wharton is solid. Yeah, Magnum, I'm a big fan of. I do like Lerma. I think Lerma brings a little bit more. I think there's not a passiveness, but I think defensively, I love Wharton. I think Wharton's a joy to watch, an absolute joy to watch. Such a lovely. He's such an intelligent football player. Moves the ball, but he knows where the ball's going before the ball gets to his feet, and that is such an underrated attribute. I think Will Hughes is a good technical midfielder, but I think both of them need physicality and legs next to them. I think Lerma does bring that. I think when Lerma was out the side, I didn't like that Palace midfield whatsoever. I thought at points they'd get run over a little bit. Wolves are unpredictable as they turn up against us at Old Trafford and we're looking to get a draw. Leeds will finish with Palace and Newcastle. Giletto says West Ham win percentage on Monday night, 29. Palace 12. Fair enough. Yeah. I think people are overlooking Palace. They look good. Yeah, it's a weird one. I find it a bit strange. I find it a bit strange. The old what was the question then? That was so weird. This is all the watchalongs that have gone to my head. You know, what was that? I'm so sorry, guys. I just completely forgot what that comment was. I apologize. Honestly, all the watchalongs have just got to my head. Josh, that profile picture. 7 points for Leeds guarantees is upset. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, what do I think the points tally will be? 40. No, not 40. 30, 39 or 40. And I know a lot of people are going to Spurs haven't won a game, as I keep saying. I think if they play like that, like they did the other day against Brighton, and they have that first line intensity, that second line intensity, where at points it was good, and it was good that Brighton were on the pitch against Tottenham. Because I think against a team who a bad ball progresses out from the back, I think Tottenham would have swallowed them up early. If you go back and watch the extended highlights of that Tottenham game, in that first half, they were running more than they've probably ran in 2 or 3 years, and they were closing them down and they were recovering the ball high. You look at both the goals; they were both Tottenham recoveries high, but Brighton are very, very good on the ball at the back in terms of progressing it through defence, midfield, and attack. That's been from Graham Potter to De Zerbi to Hurzeler. You know, that's built into Brighton. If that was against a team who are bad ball progressors out from the back or one of the lesser quality teams, Tottenham would have beaten them the other day. So I do think there was a little bit more context. I think it is. I get the whole mentality side of it where it's like Tottenham haven't won in 2026. That will be a big thing. But I do wonder if, and this is, I think, is part of people's insecurities a little bit. And I'll be tapping into it here. If they do get one win, they do have the quality to be able to maybe get on not a roll, but a roll in Tottenham's sort of standard, which is maybe like a couple of draws and a win. So, you know, if you get a win against Wolves, that's 34. They get a couple more draws. You look at Chelsea, was so inconsistent and poor. We've just gone through the other fixtures. Can they pick up another one there against Villa? I don't know, maybe a point there, 36. You just never know. It might be sort of 38, 39, 40. I think it's going to be high. I think it's going to be high. I reckon 38, 39 is safe in my opinion. Do you think if West Ham win tonight? No, I don't, mate. I don't think that. Beam says any Leeds fans wanting West Ham to win tonight are mental. The more yeah, I'm kind of like that, mate. I won't say the mental, but I know what you mean. I'd rather more teams down there. Sammy says Leeds with more points this season than already Tottenham got last year. Good to see you, Connor. Hey, Sammy, good to see you in here. Sammy was a Leeds fan who spotted me and my missus out in Florence. Sammy, I'll never forget you, mate. That was incredible. Just coming away from the Duomo and in Florence, and I heard Connor, American accent, and Sammy. It was unbelievable. I've been recognised in Hvar, Florence, Copenhagen. Somehow it's ridiculous. It makes me. And I was recognised on the football pitch the other day as well, not by a one leader. It was by someone from the Conor McGilligan channel. So shout out to you, mate. Spurs aren't catching Leeds FFS. You think Leeds are going to lose ever again? I don't know what's going on here. Is there a little bit of back chat in here? I'm not sure. Hi, Con. I'm not sure what the best result is. Got to be a Leeds result. Ryan says not just difference in opinion. Hey, Ryan, I'm all about difference in opinion, mate. It's just how about you conduct yourself with a difference of opinion, mate. And that's not shouting. That's not saying it to you. Big on a difference on opinion, mate. It's just how you go about doing that. I think some people get lost in the anger sometimes of football and the tribalism of football. But I agree with you. Yeah, difference in opinion is definitely promoted as long as it's respectful. Subscribe for Misery said, I found out that Watchalong Together song is the only original Premier League song. All of those are copies of the. What about Blowing Bubbles, West Ham? What about Spirit of the Blues, Everton as well? I'm pretty sure that's original. Daryl's in the building. Oi, oi, Connor, hope you're well. Good to see you in here, pal. Good to see you in here. Hey, the algorithm sent me 3 at the back. Great stuff's here, man. Hi, Itchiness. Good to see you in here, pal. Ecash Ton says, hi, just tuning in from Pontefract. Spurs are in a huge crisis if West Ham win. Leeds need a few more points, I reckon. Yeah. My favourite part of Spurs Brighton was seeing Xavi. The Xavi Simmons thing was mental on it. Oh, God, it was mental. It was absolutely nuts. Like, dude, it's the 74th minute. We said it on the watch-along. I was like, why is he going mental? Why is he going mental? It's Brighton, you know, one of the top form teams in Europe at the minute, and he's going nuts. Shirt off, Tottenham fans climbing all over him. I just thought, 90th minute, 100%, completely get that. But yeah, I mean, the mad thing about that was, like, you look at the Rutter equaliser and Brighton weren't that arse. They just went to get the ball and carry on again. How do I show that I'm a sub on Patreon? Loop, is that on One Leeds? I don't have honestly, mate, I don't have a Patreon here. Would you guys like to do members on here? I'm thinking about opening memberships on this channel. I've not done that yet, but I'd quite like to do that. And obviously you get benefits. I'd set up some benefits for you guys, but maybe I can start a Patreon over here as well. You know, can do that. I think you guys have a perfect opportunity to beat Chelsea in the FA Cup. Oscar, say hi, Oscar. Hi, Connor, Sunderland fan here. I have nothing against Spurs, but I just want to see the scenes of a big club. Yeah, Oscar, I don't think we've ever seen it, but I don't think we've ever seen it. Teams are coming out now, everybody, as well. We'll adjust the timer. We will adjust the timer. Yeah, I don't think I think it would probably be a bigger shock than Leicester winning the Premier League. Which, to say that out loud, is madness. But I think it'd be a bigger shock than Leicester winning the Premier League. And I am actually at that point. It would be crazy. Like, this is a team who are financed like one of the they are the ninth richest club on the planet. We'll never have seen anything like that. They were a Champions League club this season. They beat Dortmund and Frankfurt at home. You know, this is a team who won a European competition last season. You've literally never seen it. We've never seen anything like this. So, yeah, I wonder what the odds were on Spurs going down, but this is mental. It is. If they do go, I think it's the biggest shock in my lifetime. I think Leicester's obviously very, very high up there, but I think this is nuts. What a goal from Matoma. Oh, mate, it was top class. Millwall says, just wondering why you have a soft spot for West Ham. No, mate, it was my granddad. My granddad loved watching West Ham when he was younger. I apologise, mate. I know you're a Millwall fan. My granddad, who is currently 94 and in care, every time I speak about football, he's a massive Leeds fan, but he loves watching West Ham, and he loved watching West Ham when he was growing up and, you know, through the 50s, 60s and stuff like that. So that's why I've kind of got a tiny bit of a soft spot for them. Sonny says, Ollie Watkins to the World Cup, Villa by his side. Yeah, 100%, Sonny. 100%. Yeah. He's now back into form, isn't it? I do wonder with the change up in the midfield with Villa as well, McGinn coming back. I think Tielemans, I love the midfield blend that Villa have got at this moment in time. It's kind of the only missing piece right now is Boubacar Kamara, isn't it? But if you've got Kamara, Tielemans, and you've got John McGinn in there, there are big facilitators from an offensive point. I think it frees Morgan Rogers up a little bit, which then enables that sort of attacking team to just be in and around Ollie Watkins. I think there's no coincidence that when Ollie Watkins had his worst part of the season has probably been when Villa have had a few injuries. I like Watkins. I like Watkins. He's definitely the strongest second one, isn't he? Hypothetically, please go into the final game this year. Appreciate the super chats, mate. Thanks, Dino. Guys, super chats are massively, they can be anything. Honestly, £2, 50p, whatever. They just go straight back into the channel. I don't touch it. And it's going to help the running of the channel, of which we've got a few big plans. If Leeds, so thank you, Dino. I appreciate it, mate. If Leeds go into the final game of the season, needing a point to survive, but are in the FA Cup final, staying up, mate. I'm one of the unique ones. I feel like I'm kind of one of the, we haven't started yet. So there you go, everybody. My stream is definitely behind because we're already 30 seconds into the game. So I haven't started my game yet. But Dino, yeah, and I'll let you guys know when it starts. It's going to start in about 3 seconds, I think. But yeah, not for me, mate. I think when you stay in the Premier League, you build, and then there could be more sustained success later on down the line. It is imperative you stay in this. It's getting harder and harder and harder to get back to the Premier League, especially with the financial parity right now. So, I've always said, mate, it's staying in the Premier League for me. Always. Okay, Matis Fernandez is about to kick off. West Ham kicking from right to left towards the Holmesdale end, I believe it's called. And here we go. Hey, Connor, can you shout out my dad, Gary? He loves your channel. Hey, Gary. Legend. Forest fan. I'm psyched for anyone down there to lose until Forest are safe, and we can focus on Spurs' misery. Indeed, mate. Indeed. The scenes of a billion stadium. Yeah, mate, it's mad. Mad. Outdaff says, I'm not a fan of how many London teams there are in the Prem, so I have a bias against West Ham. Fair enough. Do you have a bias against like Brentford and like Palace and teams like that then? I mean, to be fair, with Millwall Holdings, there could be another sort of team in the Premier League if Millwall come up as well. London is dominating, aren't they? We need more Yorkshire teams up there. Yorkshire football teams are literally trash. You know what I mean? Honestly. We need more Yorkshire representation in the Premier League, guys. That's what we need as well. I think we've got one Yorkshire team. One Yorkshire team. We need some more up there, but Yorkshire football's trash. That's why there's only ever been one team in Yorkshire, because we have always been the flag bearers at the top level. Kyle Walker-Peters on the right-hand side. Good little bit of pace. Puts the ball in. Pablo's there. Back post. Headed clear. West Ham with a better start here. Juve. Oh, good tackle there by Brennan Johnson. Johnson being trapped by Juve here. Johnson running into grass. Being overlapped by Munoz. Oh, terrible by Brendan Johnson. Really, really bad. He's so average, isn't he? Palace fans, what do you reckon of Brendan Johnson? Somerville kicks it out. Palace throw. York City on the way up. Indeed, mate. That's true. That's true. Pouch says, Connor, as a Leeds fan, what do you want here? I'm thinking West Ham. Look, as a Leeds fan, I'm wanting Palace to win. I want more teams down there. And I would, if as a Leeds fan, you want West Ham and Spurs scrapping it out. That's what you want. Yeah, that would be my preference, mate. Chris Richards throws it in. Knocks on. Away by Bowen. Karras, this looks like Borough, mate. Borough's not Yorkshire. Borough's not Yorkshire. I'm never having that. And I think if you spoke to Borough fans, they wouldn't say it's Yorkshire. In fact, everyone who's from Yorkshire in here, do you think Middlesbrough is Yorkshire? It's not. I don't care what's been said, what's been changed. They're Teesside / Northeast. That ain't Yorkshire, people. It's not. What I would say is Hull is Yorkshire. You know, I know they always go it's Humberside, but Hull is Yorkshire. It is. I've always classified that as Yorkshire. Bowen, cut out by Lacroix. Good game this already, you can tell. It's quick. Brendan Johnson. Good ball out wide here. Jefferson Lerma. It's got the overlap of Tyreek Mitchell. It's a poor ball from Lerma. Plays it to Tyreek Mitchell's right foot instead of in front of him for the easy ball into the box. Jefferson Lerma. Lacroix, who, like I've just mentioned, is a very welcome returnee for the Eagles. Daniel Munoz, who I think is a fantastic player, isn't he? I liked all the Yorkshire and Lancashire away days. I've been a uni student in Sheffield, so I got to experience 3 leagues. Yeah, good lad, man. I was in Sheffield as well. Is your time right? It is, mate. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy, it is, mate. It is. Lancashire isn't much better. Yeah, Lancashire's poor, isn't it? It's not in Yorkshire, is it? Everybody here knows it's not in Yorkshire. Jimmy says Borough is Yorkshire. It's not. Jimmy, it's not. I don't care geographically. You ask anyone from Yorkshire, and you can even ask people from Hull. Is Middlesbrough in Yorkshire? I think even if you ask people from Borough, they'd say no. They just put their own sort of like marker on it being Teesside. It's not North Yorkshire. I'm not having it. You can't sound like that and be from Yorkshire. You can't. Doesn't work. Palace 2-1 win today. Chelsea fan, hi, Sammy. How confident are you for the FA Cup semi-final? I honestly think with the way... do you know what it is, Sammy? I think with your just individual quality, it's very worrying. I think you were excellent at Stamford Bridge up against us. You were excellent against Man United, Chelsea. I don't like giving plaudits to Chelsea, but Chelsea were very good. They didn't deserve to lose against Man United. Against us, you battered us at Stamford Bridge, and somehow we got away. But to be fair, I thought at Ellen Road we were the much better team as well. So we haven't been to Wembley. Well, we have actually in the playoffs. We have actually. It's a bigger pitch, in it. So how will we survive on that? You've got a lot of attacking dynamism in your team, a lot of talented players. Cole Palmer on a big pitch, Estevao on a big pitch. Yeah, it's a lot of talent. So normally when you've got a lot of sort of width and talent, dynamism, pace, that favours you on a Wembley pitch. Leeds will probably want to make the game tight and compact and difficult. Can you do that on a pitch that big? I'm not sure. But yeah, nervous about it, but I've still got us to win, of course. Evening, Danny. Oh, Danny, how you feeling, mate? How you feeling? Danny, I wanted you to win, mate. I wanted you to win. When I saw that Van Dijk goal go in, I thought, oh no. We did. We were all on the watch along. We wanted the Everton boys to win it. I even sung Spirit of the Blues at the start, I think. But no, yeah, you didn't get it done, mate, did you? Lewis says, as a Villa fan, I'd like more West Midlands clubs in the Prem. But at the same time, yeah, that's fair enough, Lewis. Lewis, the only reason I'd want some of the Yorkshire boys up is because, with the greatest of respect, we beat them all. In recent history, anyway. Good football here. Brennan Johnson on the left-hand side. Plays the ball out to Tyreek Mitchell. Strand Larsen's in the box. Good opportunity, that Strand Larsen. He just sort of got a little bit of a loose connection on it there, but it's Palace's first ever on goal. Carris is 3-1. White Peacock Andy says, get yourself some... For Andy, I'll do something even better, mate. You watch this. Yeah, I'm all right. See, I did this because I knew you'd all be hating listening to me. So there you go, Andy. So this should be interesting. I've never done this. Sudafed blocked nose. Here we go. Jesus. It's going to go up to my brain, that. Oh. There you go. So if I start streaming in a second, that's your fault. All of your faults. I don't take accountability for this. Connor getting his clothes off again for stream. Sorry, Wembley's not a big pitch, same size as them. Yeah, I know, but there's a vibe. There's a vibe at Wembley. If you've been to Wembley, like I've been to Wembley 3 times to watch Leeds, and it just feels bigger. Maybe it's not a bigger pitch, but it just feels bigger. There's something about it. Okay, Johnson, who's getting a lot of the ball at this moment in time. Matheus Fernandes, excellent recovery from Matheus Fernandes. And he's won a free kick. Brilliant. 200 likes for the shirt off. Not getting that, Lexi. Mr. Carr trying to be hilarious with the Geordie crack. Geordie crack. Michael says, I can't wrap my head around how bad Leicester City are. How were they in the Prem last year, mate? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And do you know what? You cheat, and that's what happens, isn't it? Unfortunately, I try to be as neutral as I can, respectful as I can, and but you get what's given, don't you? Unfortunately, and they have been. I feel sorry for the fans, of course I do, because the fans can't do anything about it. But yeah, abysmally ran club. Harry Winks, embarrassment, absolute embarrassment. Having a go at the fans, 90 grand a week. Get a grip. Carl Walker Peters, lovely delivery into the box. Can there be? Nah, Chris Richards. You're going to struggle with balls into the box here with Chris Richards and Lacroix, I think. Joof. Yeah, you're going to struggle with that. I think West Ham are going to have to go a little bit more central through Palace, putting those balls into the box to those three centre backs. I don't think you're getting onto anything there. Ryan's in the build now, Ryan. Out daft is remember to like, yeah, cheers, guys. I don't actually know how many of you are in here, to be honest. I'm not checked. Professional YouTuber. There's 600 of you in the building. Do a slap a like on the video. Thank you. League One is fun anyway. Was for you, mate. Oh, I should have been on ball to Palace. Love watching Matias Fernandez. Yeah, mate. He's a really good player, isn't he? Don't think he's going to be at West Ham much longer. Millwall says, anyone ever watched Arsenal? I have seen Arsenal fan TV, yeah. I have. I've had Robbie on a channel before. I've been down there as well a couple of times. Yeah, they are. I think it's really unique to be able to do Arsenal fan TV. Like, you couldn't do that. You know, the whole thing with I don't know if it's the same with like any of your clubs, like maybe Villa, Everton, West Ham, or we get a lot of like sort of, with the greatest respect, like fans outside that top four, top five, apart from Villa, like the traditionals. And I don't think that would resonate with our fan bases. You couldn't run a channel like that and do that on like Leeds or West Ham. I don't think, like, the whole profit off a loss thing, I get that to a certain extent, but you just wouldn't get that with our fans. With our fans, with our fan bases, when things good happen, when positive things happen, you get more views. I think when on AFTV, it's very, very like reactionary based and it's ranty based and all that sort of stuff. And they get the more views and other fans tune in for that. And I get that to a certain extent, but you don't get that. You do not get that because our fan bases, I think, maybe haven't been tarnished with tourism, haven't been tarnished with maybe that sort of top four privilege in a sense over a period of time. They don't have the globalized and sort of commercialized fan base as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's different. Like, you couldn't run a channel like that for us, or I don't think West Ham or Villa. Everton. It just couldn't happen. So yeah, they are very unique in their own right, but the whole shouty, ranty, rambly stuff, it just doesn't resonate with certain clubs. I think Arsenal's probably the perfect club for it to resonate with, to be fair. But like, the Man Uniteds of the world, Chelsea's of the world, it's probably a little bit more synonymous with. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Cara. Yeah, it's the placebo effect, isn't it? Ever met Ty from AFTV? I have, yeah. Do you know what I'll say with him though? He seems like like, from what I gather, I didn't like have an interaction with him really, but from what I gather, that's actually how he is. That's that. It's not fake, nothing like that. He is like that. He absolutely lives and dies by Arsenal, and he backs them with everything he's got. You got to respect it in a sense. You got to respect him, and he goes everywhere. I don't think he's ever missed like an Arsenal women's game, under 19 game, men's game in about 40 odd years. So, but yeah, I always think with stuff like that, you just don't watch him. If you don't like his content, you just don't watch him. People will find him annoying, but you know what he's going to do? I think people might think that he's going to change his ways. He's never going to change his way. That's what he's like. You know what I mean? Sammy says, Esteval injured, so our wingers will be Neto and Garnacho, who are both useless. Hopefully, we'll have Pedro back in the side instead of Delap, and also need Palmer to show up. Yeah, he has actually, Sammy. He definitely has. Neto, I always like because I think his talent bed is very, very high. Garnacho, I've never been convinced on him. Never been convinced on him whatsoever. That is just proper clubs, you mean? As much as I'd love to see Spurs go down, part of me wants it to be West Ham because of that one annoying. Oh, yeah, I know which one you mean. West Ham fans will probably know. Hey, Lee, West Ham fans will probably know that guy. We see him all the time, don't we? There's one West Ham fan on Twitter is a nightmare. He tweets about 50 times a day about West Ham, goes through every single other club's permutations, and he's incessant with it. I can't remember the name of the account. Somerville. Good opportunity here. Oh, it's Castellanos, actually. Really good opportunity. It opened up there for Tati. Good shot on goal. Was leaning back a little bit. Central Hammers. That's it. When he blamed the rain. Yeah, it's funny. Kev says, as a Sunderland fan, don't know where it's gone. As a Sunderland fan, lost it, Kev. Don't know where you've gone, mate. Chat's moving. There he is. Kev's there. Kev says, as I've said, where is it, Kevin? It was on screen. As a Sunderland fan over the last few weeks, I've heard a lot of sound checks in Newcastle. Heard just 2-1. Like it. Yeah, they're in big trouble. He needs to be sacked. True Geordie's done an unbelievable breakdown, which is so funny. If any of you watch like iconic True Geordie, he's gone back to iconic True Geordie. It's not about Steve Bruce this time, but it's about Eddie Howe. It's absolutely iconic. Jefferson Lerma in the midfield. Nothing's really happened so far, guys. I think West Ham look more dangerous, definitely. Yeremy Pino, a bit of an opportunity here for Palace with a little bit of space. Munoz, ball into the box, well defended by Juff. West Ham Central, yeah, that's it. Fair play to him, though. He probably don't mean any harm by it. He's probably just a bit of a nervous fan. But yeah, incessantly tweets about West Ham. And because West Ham are on the algorithm now because of the relegation stuff, it's just pops up all the time. I think the one that Leeds fans love to look at with the West Ham Central thing was like we've done our jobs. We've injured Rodon and Stack, and then we've won the last 3 games. So it was, that was quite funny. JSL linking up well tonight. He is. Yeah, he's doing well with Brennan Johnson in there. Oh, JSL's done well. Tackled there, the Mavropanos. Connor, what's the craziest season you've ever seen? I'd probably say when Barca in 2012 hit 100 points, and I think I'd have to check this, and one of you guys can check this. Messi scored 91 goals in a calendar year. Choof. Tati Castellanos on the overlap here. Oh, he's ran out of road there. Yeah, that's probably it, Andy. Barca hitting 100 points, but then Messi scoring 91 goals. 91 goals in a calendar year in 2012. That is probably the maddest season I've ever witnessed. I've just got to university at that point, showing my age. But yeah, 91 goals in a calendar year. Just think about that. We have a few on Twitter like that, Connor. Fair enough, mate. I think every club has. Thomas, this first time I've seen you do a live stream that wasn't Leeds or Sheffield United. And so, yeah, Thomas, it'll be a bit calmer over here, mate. When they're not playing and I'm doing the neutrals, it's a lot calmer. Good defending there by Souček. Really excellent defending, just shielding the ball from Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson from the throw-in tried to let the ball come across his body a little bit. Nice idea, but really intelligently read there by Thomas Souček. It's been very 50-50. I still think West Ham look good on that transition. They look quick. It's Somerville. It's just the running pace of Crysencio Somerville. I do like that overlap of Juve as well on that left-hand side. I do agree with Zoe, though. I like the JSL link-up tonight. Might potentially could give Disasi and Mavropanos a little bit to think about tonight. Maybe a profile they've not come up against. Ashton says underrated, but I think a draw is the best result tonight. Cheers, Ashton. Yeah, could be right. Bowen. Lerma does well again. There's that physicality I was talking about. See what I mean? That's that physicality I was talking about. Lease nil, Fiorentina 1, Jack Harrison. Good God. Nice one, Rowan. Jimmy says, is there a bit of you laughing at Wilder doing badly at Sheffield? Oh, mate, they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that he's not. They'll tell you that it's all Ruben Sayers' fault. Wilder's golden hour. He's all right, Wilder. He's pantomime villain. But yeah, they've been very lucky, Sheffield United, with Warnock and Wilder. Very, very lucky. Two fans of the football club and two really good dynasties at the football club as well. But now Wilder's, I've never hated Wilder. I've never hated him. He's good fun. Lerma delivers. Oh, great ball. Oh, Brennan Johnson. He is so average, isn't he? How average is he, Brennan Johnson? He's got to score. What a chance. What a ball in that was. Was that Lerma again? Lerma with an absolute whip. And Johnson's got to score. He's got to score. Gets between Disasi and Juve. Comes in at him quick. Got it. Maybe not got to score, but he's got to hit the target. He's got to force some Anson into a save there. Big, big chance that for Crystal Palace. Relegation rhythm should be Wednesday, mate, I think. Should be Wednesday. Would you agree that West Ham have had the most impactful January? Yes, I would. Chicago City Streets. Yeah, I really like. I think Disasi's been a superb signing. And Johnson's just given away a foul. So it's not going well for Brendan Johnson at the minute. Yeah, so I would say, should Johnson get a yellow card as well? I would say that Disasi, Castellanos, and I know a lot of West Ham fans get really giddy about Pablo. I understand that. I think it's just probably because Pablo's a product of West Ham doing well. I know there's the off-the-ball work, but Pablo coming in, I'd want to see more from him. So I don't think he's been great. I understand there is a level of which he's been, impactful for West Ham. I get that. Helps with the press from the front with Castellanos as well. But I think Castellanos has had a really good impact. I think the shape of West Ham's completely changed in terms of the intensity from the front, from Castellanos to Callum Wilson. Pablo, meh. Meh. But Disasi and Castellanos have been really good buys. Oh, he does, Jimmy. Jimmy, he does. Yeah, he adores him. Absolutely adores Wilder. Souček, claimed by Henderson. Realistic dream summer sign. I hate to say it, but I feel Farquhar's second season syndrome. Oh, Sonny, I don't know where that. We're all going to be vulnerable to it, though, mate. That's why we need to. Summer has to be very important if teams are to stay up. It's all about building and trying to keep hold of some of the nucleuses that has got you to what it has. I'd probably say, oh God, dream summer signing. It'd have to be an attacker. But if I'm giving you one that's just coming to mind, that'd probably be James Trafford. That's just one that's just come to mind, but it'd probably be James Trafford. But if I did more of a deep dive on attackers, I'm sure I could find someone. Just can't give you a name on a striker right now. Hi, Lene. How's it going? Michael Brown. No, he's honestly his recruitment drive, Jimmy. There is so many. He wants Calvin Phillips. He wants Dan James. He wanted Pat Bamford. It's a compliment if anything. But yeah, his recruitment stretch doesn't go outside of West Yorkshire. I don't think. Fair play to Weds for the crowd they're still getting. Yeah, 100%. Mavropanos has been one of their best players. Yeah, he is. Buendia. Hands off Trafford. He's going to Villa Park. Yeah. Orsolini. Right, you've been keen on Orsolini for a while. Has he had a good season this season? I know you were big on him. Riccardo Orsolini. I've not kept up with it, mate. I've been so engrossed. It's probably well, before this season, I watched so much Serie A, so much Serie A. It's been my favorite league since I was about 9. So I always managed to keep up with it, like extended highlights, watch a couple of games per month, really. But I've not kept up with it all this season. It's probably the least I've kept up with Serie A this season, to be honest with you. Somerville, good ball in, good hands. He's a good keeper, isn't he, Henderson? Yeah, good. Thanks, Lene. Oh, good. Bit tired, but surely you want Tiano Barry? No, I don't want Tiano Barry. We got the best Everton striker, didn't we, Danny? Of course he does, Michael. Well, we've kind of got a bit outside of Yorkshire there, I guess. Even though I think Windass is from where is Josh Windass from? I think he's from Sheffield. I don't know, like obviously Dean Windass will have had him in one of his many clubs. He could be from Hull. Who knows? Oh yeah, Lewis. Jonathan Rowe's a good shout. Yeah, I wanted Jonathan Rowe years ago. Yeah. Yeah, Emperor, I agree with you. What I like about Serie A is just most. I mean, look, it's nowhere near the quality level of the Premier League. Not like it used to be anyway. But I do love Serie A in a sense of like anybody wins. Like there's such a variance in who wins titles. Napoli, Inter, AC, Juve at some point. Football's cyclical. They'll be back up there. I'd love to see Roma win a title or Lazio. I would say Jonathan David. Yeah. You're going to be doing Brighton and Chelsea tomorrow. Breadbox. Uh, yeah, maybe not. Ooh, wow. Chris Richards just literally nearly played Castellanos in. This is what I'm talking about with the press from the front. The press from the front nearly caught him out there. Sammy says, may I present you Liam Delat? I think we need to go for someone a little bit more complete. That sounds really sort of like wanky. But I think as a striker, I'd like to go nearer to João Pedro than Liam Delat, put it that way, in terms of profile. I'm sure we all would. But there's a real sort of lack of nines at the minute, I think. Somerville. Kyle Walker-Peters. West Ham just growing a little bit, it feels, in this game. Bowen. Ball in. Deflected out. Here come Palace. Brennan Johnson on a yellow card. Looking for a bit of support. Oh no, Johnson's just been found. Brennan Johnson. Woo! Just wide. Just wide. Really well, Jeremy Pino there. Good travelling with the ball. Almost nutmeg there with that pass. Souček. And Brennan Johnson. Oh, just wide. Just wide. I think Delap goes to Everton, actually. Reckon Moy. Yeah, it's a very Moyes player, isn't it? Hey, Carl, how's it going? Two other teams stay away from the Sunderland players. Archie back if Tottenham go down. Nah. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I guess if you're offering me a Tottenham player, who would I go for if I had a Tottenham player? Who would I go for if they went down? I mean, I can imagine. Like, no, I think it's going to be quite. People think that we're going to be going for loads of Tottenham players, and other clubs are going to be going for Tottenham players. I don't think that'll happen. I just think the transfers that Tottenham are going to demand when they go down there are still going to be Premier League level. So it's going to be as you were. I think they're not going to be in that much financial strife. I don't think they'll still be having the Beyonce concerts and all that sort of stuff. And there will be players worth a hefty value, really. So, who would I take from Tottenham? Lerma's a bit ratty, though, isn't he? I'm going to have to think Somerville's in. Up against Chris Richards. Christ sense Somerville. Really well defended that by Chris Richards. Somerville tried to cut in, and then Richards just had to stand strong on his wrong side there, and he did really well. All right, okay, Josh, fair enough. Big block. Yeah, Kudus. Sorry, there we go. We spoke about this the other day, didn't we, Tom? We spoke about this. Yeah, it'd be Kudus. Yeah, fully fit Kudus. Or a fully fit Kulusevski, obviously. Kudus or Kulusevski. Yeah. I was just trying to think realistic. Leeds will not be getting, or like I don't think West Ham or. I wonder if he'd be good at like the bit. I wonder if there's a few options for like Villa and Everton in there. I'd say yeah, definitely. You know, maybe they've probably got a little bit more financial might than Leeds and West Ham at this moment in time. Simmons. Oh, Matthias Tell. Sonny, you shouldn't have got rid of Marlon, mate. I don't think you should. I think Marlon's flying as well at this moment in time at Roma, and I like Daniel Marlon. He's someone who I'd look at. What about him? What about him for like? I think he'd fit into so many teams in around the bottom. Daniel Marlon, yeah, 100%. I think he'd fit into West Ham. He'd fit into Everton. He'd fit into Leeds, Sunderland. Oh yeah, Marlon would be. There you go. There's one. There's one I'd go for. Daniel Marlon, flying at Roma at the minute as well. Madison, do you think we'd really be able to get hold of him, Mike? Gabe's in the building. He'd love Chris Richards. Shock you've gone to an American there, Gabe. Yeah, he's one I go for. Daniel Marlon. Lawrence in the building. Yeah, mate. I liked him, especially his bit of impact from the bench. I'm surprised Emery didn't like him. Strange one. There's this exciting winner in Serie A called Jack Harrison. Alex says most talented player you've seen in the championship last 5 years. Bias would say Pablo Hernandez. Non-bias would be. Ooh. Oh, Bones in. Oh, corner to West Ham. Best player. It's got to. So there's probably 3 for me. There's 4 ever. Adel Tarapt, Pablo Hernandez, Mitrovic, Peter Whittingham. Probably. Corner West Ham. Ball into the box. Headed out by Chris Richards. Gabe is right. Oh, ball played back in. Oh, he was offside there. Disasi, it looked like he was on. The ball was not back into the box. Disasi was on his own. Looked like maybe a Palace player had kept him onside. Disasi knocks it over the bar. Looked like a big opportunity for West Ham there. Was he onside? No, he was off. Hey, Russ, good to see you in here, pal. Yeah, all good, man. All good. Amora from Wolfsburg. We were in for him, weren't we, in January? All those rumours were Leeds were in for him. I'd love Rafinha. Oh, Lexi. That's got me going. I can't speak about Rafinha. Gets me too like upset / excited. It's a strange set of emotions. Juve blocked off by Will Hughes. Yeah, Lauren Grealish was unplayable. Yeah, when he came back from his injury, and Villa finished 6th. Beat Derby in the final, didn't they? But when he came back from his injury and they won about 10 on the bounce, Villa, Grealish was. I mean, he is a Pep enhanced his trophy cabinet, but I do think Pep took something away from Grealish. That sort of maverickness, if you would. Jimmy says, I love your points in the Ipswich video about Daniel. It just, do you know what it is, Jimmy? I just feel like, you know, you see a player coming down from the champ, right? You see a player coming down. It's like, if you loan, let's say if Leeds or, you know, Villa even, or West Ham or Forest or whoever loaned a player out to the championship, just because they played in the Premier League, that automatically means that they're a top signing. Do you know what I mean? That like, how can you genuinely look with the greatest respect to Calvin Phillips and his career progression, trajectory, ceiling, and say in the last 5 years that's a really good signing? Yet a lot of Sheffield United fans, and I think Wilder, want him back next season. And I guess he's probably worth a punt, but outside of 2 excellent years at Leeds United, it's not been a good career for Calvin Phillips, and he's knocking on the door of like 31. And I just think sometimes it's because they're a Premier League player, they've played in the league, they've got experience, they've been part of maybe a setup once, obviously Phillips, England, and all that sort of stuff. But there's other examples. Dan Neil, part of the Sunderland setup last year, but let's not pretend that Dan Neil's this outstanding midfielder who's going to take, it's a good bit of depth, that obviously Ipswich brought in. But yeah, it's just hyped up a little bit sometimes. I think when a player goes from sort of championship level, Premier League level to championship, just think it's a bit too hyped up sometimes. Southampton look unstoppable. Yeah, they're flying. They always have that in them, though, don't they, Southampton? They've always got a mad run in them. I remember last time in the Championship, they played it was something like out of 25 games last time in the Championship. They won like 23. And then they stopped a little bit. They halted a bit. But they always have mad runs, Southampton, in the Championship. They always assemble a really good squad. Wharton in the crowd there. Do me a favor, everybody. Thank you so much. Just slap a like on the video. I'd absolutely really appreciate that. Thank you. Somerville tries to step through. He's going to win another free kick here. Literally at any time, with the greatest respect to West Ham player who's going down, he's given a free kick. Connor, will you go live with Matt next season when Coventry go up against Leeds? I hope so, mate. Lex says, you got to remember that Neil was only a defensive pivot. So when he messed up, he really messed up and got punished. That's a fair point. Yeah, Bamford's he's had a really good season, hasn't he? Ref is awful, EFL, you're right. He's a disgrace as any old iron. Yeah, he's just... I know it. Look, I'm making it Phillips central here, but he's probably the classic example. Oh, Somerville's writhing around there. Yeah, it's good. It's good, Michael. It's very good. Couple of good finishes at the weekend as well. Thoughts on Buonanotte? Yeah, Sonny, it's... if you know Daniel Farker, the Buonanotte situation wouldn't surprise you whatsoever. Leeds and Daniel Farker and loans don't really go well together. Ball into the box, lovely ball in by Matthias Fernandez there. And by the way, it's not to say Farker's wrong there, but yeah, we don't do well with loans under Farker. There's a lot of examples out there. A lot of examples. Jed Spence, Connor Roberts, Facundo Buonanotte. I'm sure there's more examples in the comment section below. Leeds should we basically should never do loan signings. There shouldn't be a loan market for Leeds United. There's no point. There's no point in us doing that. I was in the Holt End for McGinn's wonder goal against... Was that Chef Wednesday, Lauren? I'm pretty sure that was against Chef Wednesday. FA have announced 37,000 tickets for Millwall Borough. No mention of Ipswich Hall. Seems a bit weird. What do you mean, mate? What do you mean by that? Sound like Jim Skin then, didn't it? What do you mean by that? Yeah, you're right. He could get a game against Bournemouth. Jimmy says, I watched every game of Sunderland last season. Dan Neil was bloody awful. Bad temperament, poor passer. Yeah, once again, he just... I always just get this thing where, like, I've got to sort of, like, say how you see it, don't you? Just because they come down from the Prem, it doesn't mean that they're automatically like a top player. Gets lost sometimes, doesn't it? Alex's best Leeds goal you ever seen, like Dakar against Forest, mate. I was right behind it. If you're not seeing it, type it in. Yeah, Palace looking all right. Honestly, I said with Palace, I said it's going to be it'll be a tough game this for West Ham. This will be an excellent win for West Ham. Excellent win. They're doing really well. Palace on all fronts. Yeah, McGinn's class. He's sorry Villa fans, but he's a knight. He's such a shithouse, and he loves to throw himself on the floor. But he's a brilliant player. Brilliant player. Does Mavropanos wear eyeliner? I don't think so. I think he's just got Big Greek brown eyes. That sounds like I really fancy him, doesn't it? But they can sometimes have like quite dark inset eyes, can't they? Doing any World Cup watch-alongs, would you guys watch them? Like, honestly, would you guys watch them? Because I'm not like, this is kind of a new watch-along channel, and let me know, but this is like a new, it's not a watch-along channel, it's not, but it's like a channel of which we focused a lot on the teams at the bottom of the table, which probably annoys, probably annoys Danny and Lauren and stuff because we don't cover Everton and Villa as much, and we can do a little bit more of that. But, oh, chance! Off the line. Off the line. Dean Henderson looked completely lifeless there, or headless, I should say. Ball was put into the box. It was an overhead kick and it was cleared off the line. Biggest chance of the game so far. But yeah, Sonny and Danny and all and Lauren and everybody must be thinking, why am I not doing more coverage on the teams up there? I can do. I just think to myself, Connor, nobody's going to be interested because we've not really this channel here. We've not really made it around teams at the top, like. And I want to transition it into that. I just don't think people will care about me talking about Everton and Villa and England. I'm like, people will care about what I have to say, maybe about certain teams, because I've got an emotional investment down there. Give me your feedback. Honestly, give me your feedback because I can do more. Like some of you were saying, do the Chelsea Brighton game. Would you actually, what would I actually get? That might get like 10 viewers, which is fine. And that is brilliant, but I could be putting maybe that effort into something else, which you guys might enjoy, effort into like a video, a different video. Like I've just tried to market the channel a little bit, the second channel, as like maybe a bit of a voice for the voiceless on YouTube. It's like should be like a little card, that shouldn't it? A voice for the voiceless. Because I don't think there's enough representation for certain clubs on YouTube. I think there's mass representation for other clubs. So I kind of wanted to go down that way, and I feel like I'm relatively knowledgeable. Some guys, I watch a lot of football. I know a lot about certain clubs. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone would care what I have to say. And you need people to care. If people don't care, they're never going to tune in. So there's no point. Gabe says, can we can watch the USA games while I crash out? Ryan. Fair enough, Ryan. No. Would you take Mateta, Connor? Yeah, I think you've always got to take Mateta, haven't you? McGinn looks like he should sell insurance. Not for England, most people be in the pub, yeah, including me, mate. But maybe not. I don't know about England. Maybe not England. Maybe not England. Maybe something else. Like, so for instance, what have we got in here? What have we got in here when it comes to you guys? Obviously, we're not a West Ham fan. There's nearly 700 people in here. And that's amazing. Not to me, obviously, but just the community we're kind of building over here. Like, yeah, I'm actually recognizing some of your names. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Sonny, or it's Lexi, or it's, Lene, or whoever, it's Danny, or it's whoever. So I'm just like, oh, I'm recognizing different names here. So I'm like, oh, we are building a little community over here. And I kind of like it. But I'm just like, would they care if I did anything else? I don't know. Being the go-to guy for the other 14 watch-alongs would be a good. I guess, Sonny. I've got a girlfriend, mate, so that would be the problem. I'd have to really figure out what to do and when to do it, mate. To be honest, I tune in for Tunisia at Sweden. that's what I'd do, mate. Something like that. You do Japan, England, yeah, could be a good shout, mate. Could be a good shout. Hi, Connor. What a blessing to watch your fourth day in a row. But thanks, Chas. Appreciate it, mate. Up to you, but I enjoy the watch along. Yeah, thanks, mate. Millwall says, are you allowed to? I'm just calling you Millwall. I need to know your name. I'm not sure, man. Jimmy says, I guess it's a good question of why when doing content. Jimmy, poignant as always, mate. Dodged a bullet with Strand Larson. Sunderland says old. Would you do with Leeds? I don't watch them, Sam. Honestly, Sam, I've got no interest in Leeds Rhinos. Corner West Ham. West Ham are taking a little bit of ascendancy here. Palace need the halftime whistle at the minute. West Ham are growing into this. I'm not interested in Leeds Rhinos, mate, to be brutal. I know. I wish I was. It'd probably give me a little bit of a strand. of something else to do. John says your triple watch on the other day was brilliant. Funny, entertaining. Thanks, John. I've been with you long enough to be blunt, mate. Yeah, I know, right? I know. Lauren, it is, mate. It is. It is. Yeah, she's good, to be fair. If Leeds pick up 4 points the next few games, as Spurs fail to beat Wolves and Villa, ball in. Ooh, Richards away. Leeds pick up 4 points in the next few games, and Spurs fail to beat Wolves and Villa. Well, yeah, pretty much, mate. Well, Leeds would then be on 40, 43. Spurs would then still be on. Yeah, it would. Ball in. Oh, what a save. What a save. Brilliant ball in by Juve. And who was that at the back post? It Mavropanos. It was Mavropanos. What a save by Henderson. West Ham should be 1-0 up here. Palace need that whistle. Castellanos. Pablo. This is all West Ham. Juve whips another ball in. Brilliant. Juve's got such a good whip on him, hasn't he? And I think that's gone out for a goal kick. West Ham are all over him here. They're absolutely all over him, and they're gaining a bit of momentum. Juve, I mentioned this a couple of watch-longs ago. Juve has got such a good delivery with that left foot. What a ball in, and that is an excellent save from Dean Henderson. No plan yet, mate. No plan. No plan at all. Cracking save, that Dean Henderson. We don't like to say it, do we, chat? But oh, thanks, Hazel. That's interesting. Jack says, one thing I'll say as a Sunderland fan, I love the way you present your videos in an unbiased and unskewed way. You're popular. Jack, I'll get a lot of bother, mate. I'll tell you a story. I was playing football the other day, mate. I was playing football and I'd had a bit of grief. You know, bit of back and forth in, because I play in centre midfield and we play over here in Manchester, and I had a bit of grief in the midfield, and then there's a guy holding off to shake my hand at the end, and I was like, why is he coming up to me? What does he want? And he was a subscriber of this channel, the first ever subscriber of this channel, and I went, oh, hi, mate. You all right? Like, well played and all that sort of stuff. I'll tell you after this. Tyreek Mitchell. Hold that thought. Mitchell. Oh, he screwed it. Oh, just wide. And he came up to me and he just went, oh, Connor. He's like, Connor. Terrible Macam accent. I watch your videos, mate. I watch your videos. I was like, who do you support? And he went, Sunderland. I went, that makes sense. That's the other channel. I was like, oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, but now I get grief, mate. I've always made really good videos on Middlesbrough. Always been glowing about Middlesbrough. Who else have been glowing about in the champ? I hate Derby, apparently. Love Middlesbrough, hate Derby. Hate Millwall. That's another one. But I think they think I kind of like Millwall now because I've been complimentary of them recently. I support West Ham, support Sunderland, support Leeds, and that's it, really. Rajiv's in the build now, Rajiv. Evening, Connor. Next season, you'll have enough company with Matt and Bloom for the league. Yeah, we will, Rajiv. We will. If you're doing World Cup watch-alongs, try and get other creators involved, especially Gio for the Scotland games. Yes, we will, mate. That's a good idea, to be honest. That depends if he wants to do it. But yeah, nice to give him a bit of grief, wouldn't it, as a jock? This will finish 0-0. Got cracking cross. Yeah, he has. Damien. Hi, Damien. What about the foreign leagues? Yeah, man, if that's something you'd be interested in. As I say, I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't watch a lot of Bundesliga. I think that I don't like the flow of football. Sometimes I feel like it can be a little bit too stop and start, the Bundesliga. I think there can be there's a lack of quality in Serie A, but I like the entertainment value. And I've always kept abreast with it, to be honest with you. La Liga I'll dip in and out of, but my second favorite league is probably quite weirdly Serie A. Okay, Aldworth. Thanks, mate. Personally, I prefer the pre-recorded YouTube videos. Yeah, I understand that, mate. I think some people enjoy that a little bit more, the pre-record. It's a little bit more, sort of, easy to digest at points, isn't it? But then people love the watch-alongs. Somerville offside. Matthew says, love the fact that you cover clubs, lower clubs, and talking to TalkSport. They talk about clubs for 10. Yeah, 100%, mate. And we've got a second channel as well. We've got proper football where it's just purely championship. Big plans for that next season as well. So, he says if West Ham no, I didn't dislike. Well, football terms, mate. Millwall haven't always been my favourite club. I'll be brutally honest with you, but I've got no problem with Millwall. Millwall, not it's not in an arrogant way. It's really not. I've just never had. I've literally been to see Leeds versus Millwall more than I've been to see Leeds versus Man United. But I hate Man United with an unrelenting passion. But Millwall, like I know there's always been disdain between the two clubs, but I have Millwall and Millwall. There's the no. I don't have like a. There's no burning desire. There's no heated rivalry. I think it's just more been from a competitive stance and probably from the fans in terms of probably more off the pitch stuff. But I actually really respect what Millwall have done this season. They've been a credit to the championship. They've been excellent. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well. Out daft. It's half time as well, everybody. Half time. So let's have a little bit of it. We've just been waffling about nothing, really, have we? But it's quite interesting. Lord Shrek, hi mate. Thank you so much for your donation, buddy. I am working away overseas. Thanks for keeping my morale high with the amount of streams you're doing. Really helps the time. Where are you working, mate? Where are you working? And what are you doing, if you don't mind sharing? Rajiv says, I don't know whether I'll be to watch the World Cup this season. Time zone's a real problem. Was planning to support Uruguay, but I'm not a morning person. Let's see. Love that, Rajiv. Yeah, the times. Someone sent me the times. One of my mates sent me the times. I'll have a quick look. He sent me the times. Where is he? And I'll try read them out. In fact, I can show you them on here, but I don't know if I can share a document. Yeah, hold on. He sent me the. It's a tweet. Where is it? World Cup schedule spreadsheet. Right. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. That you're all gonna love this. Have a look. Have a look at this. Right. So this is the World Cup scheduling. Right. Look at this. How mad it. So which ones are we wanting to do on here? It says for watch along. Look at this. Get your nut around that. Look at that. How mental is that? I found that on Twitter. That is just mental in it. So we could do like the first one. Would anyone be interested in Mexico, South Africa on June 11th? Look at that. We could get a few in there, couldn't we? We've got to do. Oh no, it's 3 a.m. I've just realized it's 3 a.m. These are night games, so we can do like all the night games. Qatar, Switzerland will be a big one. Netherlands, Japan. It's just mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Do you think you guys will step? This is GMT, by the way. This is GMT. Yeah, there's just so many. I wouldn't mind Netherlands, Japan. I wouldn't mind. Where else? I wouldn't mind. USA, Australia would be pretty cool. Got to cover Spain, aren't you? In pretty much every single one. Yeah, I cannot believe the guy's done this. How could you spend your time doing this? It's mad, isn't it? And it's got, look, Jordan versus Algeria is crazy. And Turkey, Paraguay, Austria versus Jordan. It's mad, isn't it? If you want me to send you that as well, I can put that in the comment section if you guys want to see that. Matty says, problems with Serie A is a lack of forward thinking. It's like, yeah, it's always been like that, mate. It's literally nothing has ever been different with Serie A. And Serie A and the investment from the federation is basically killing any form of youth development as well. They have no interest in youth development in Serie A. It's all about the here and now and experience, and it's killing grassroots in Italy. There's something like, I think it was something like between 600 and 800 goals in the Champions League. It was either I think it was last season or the season before. 8 goals were scored by Italians. It's absolutely dying, and they wonder why they've not got to the World Cup finals, the World Cup competition in the last 3 seasons. There is no investment in youth. Roberto Baggio did like a 900-page document back in, I think he was relieved of his duties in like 2013 of what was wrong in Italian football. They got rid of him and didn't listen to him. So, you reap what you sow. We want West Ham to lose, right? From a Leeds perspective, yeah. Michael says purely Jimmy rambling about Beck and Wilder. Cal telling everybody how Barnsley rivals with Leeds. Connor Bay. I babysit those two. Honestly, they are. Jimmy is a child. I absolutely adore the man. He's like a brother to me, but he's an absolute child. Lawrence says, I absolutely love Serie A. I'm a little older, so remember Channel 4's football Italia content. Same, mate. That said, shocked how poor Bologna. Yeah, I mean, you just battered them, didn't you? Was it Johnny Rowe, the highlight package? I think Ryan was mentioning Orsolini, but he's barely had any minutes. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad, but they've just not kept up with the times, unfortunately, in Italy. Beam says it's nice having a new upload from One Leads on this channel. Always my oh, thanks, mate. Beam, that's a lovely comment. Thanks. That means a lot, actually. Thank you. Jacob says it got 700 plus in here for Prem games not involving Leeds. If you do watch-alongs for countries that have Leeds players, yeah, maybe, mate, maybe. I don't want I know like a lot of you guys, obviously some of you are Leeds fans in here, but I quite like the fact that it's quite varied as well, and we can actually talk about football, not just like there's a natural view when you're on One Leeds to be Leeds. Do you know what I mean? I do kind of like coming on here and having that respite and chilling out a little bit and watching, because I watch so much football. So much football. Leeds a lovely fragment of my football world, but Norway, France. No, Rye, nothing on the back. I don't think there's anything on the back. It's nice though, isn't it? Nice kit. It's probably the best one, this, I think. Bucket halftime quiz, Connor. Stealing Carl's idea to add something extra to watch-alongs. All right, we can have a quiz. I don't know what he does. But I'll give you a quiz. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do this because it's relevant. Test your football knowledge as well. Okay. Can you name West Ham's top 30 Premier League goal scorers? We've got 15 minutes to do it. 15 minutes. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Right, guys, we're going. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to order from the missus another drink. Di Canio, Defoe, Tevez. Right, we got some coming in here. Right, Di Canio. 47. Defoe. 18. So Di Canio got Harewood. So Di Canio got 47 goals. That's second in the list. Defoe got 18. Marlon Harewood. Harewood's in there on 17. Freddie Canute. Canute in there on 29. Jimmy. Noble, says K Dodd. Noble, do you reckon? Noble's in there on 47. Tony Cottee. Good shout. Cottee in there on 23. Thought it'd be more than that for Tony Cottee. Paye. Yeah, Bowen's got to be in there, hasn't it? Have I said Bowen? Bowen's in there on 64 and counting. Jesus. Nolan. Kevin Nolan is in there on... Kev Nolan's in there on 18. Neil Ruddock, good shout. Razor. No, Ruddock, the first dud. Who's the first dud in the chat? Anthony Littlewood. Arnautovic. Arnautovic. Yes, Arnautovic on 21. Carlton Cole. Shout. Carlton Cole in there on 40. Carlton Cole 40. Andy Carroll. Antonio in at 68. Woo! Highest yet. Andy Carroll in there on 33. Dean Ashton. Good shout, Louis. Dean Ashton in there on 15 goals. Declan Rice. Oh, we've got a second dud. Let's call him out. Benjamin Wilson. Sorry, mate. Second dud. Lampard in there. How's it going? All right, we're just doing a quiz.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you reckon I can Okay, anything. Do you reckon I could win? What do I have to? What's the question?
Can you name one West Ham scorer?
Not a clue, no.
Okay, no then. There you go. Ray. Thank you. Lampard, Teddy Sheringham, good shout. Sheringham's no. Thought Sheringham would have been up there myself. Charlie Austin, Joe Cole. Charlie Austin. No, again, Joe Cole's got to be up there, hasn't he, surely? Joe Cole, come on, lads and lasses, we need to get quicker here. Defoe, no. Pop Robson. Is this just Prem? No, of all time. Antonio, seeing if I've missed anyone. Souček, yeah, Vaste. Oh my God, Vaste can't be there. He's only there for a season, wasn't he? Yeah, Vaste is not there. Souček's a good shout. Souček's in there. Souček 40 plus and counting. Antonio is the top, mate. Yeah. Zamora, Bobby Zamora. Zamora's in there on 18. Cresswell. What about someone said Payet, didn't they? Dimitri Payet. Payet's not in there either. So how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 14 left. We've named 17 out of 31. And we've got 12 minutes left. Robson and Jeff Hurst. Obviously, Connor. Jeff Hurst. Oh, it's Premier League. I'm sorry. It's Premier League. Sugar. Premier League. Sorry. Sorry, all you go. Yeah, Ian Wright, surely. All you going for a little bit before the Prem. Ian Wright's not in there either. I mean, he's only there, what? Was he there 2 or 3 seasons? Nah, sorry, it's Prem. It's Prem. AFC Edits has just gone with an entire list here. Lanzini might be a good shout. Lanzini's in there on... Where's Lanzini? Lanzini's 26, quite high as well, more than Lampard. John Hartson. Hartson's in there, 24. Trevor Sinclair. Julian Dix. Julian Dix is in there as well. Julian Dix is in there on 21. Stuart Downing. Benayoun. He can't be in there, can he? Nah, Benayoun. Who else do we have? One of you. John Lyle. Guys, you guys at Swaggy Man, you're saying people from ages ago. Tevez. I'm sure it's Tevez. Yeah, I've said Tevez. Tevez in there somewhere. Bellamy. To be fair, John Lyle might be in there. I don't know. Is he part of your Premier League team? No, he's not. Bellamy. No. So we've got 11 left. Fornals. He's in there. Pablo Fornals in there on 16. We've got 10 left. You're all recycling names, guys. Recycling names. Chicharito. Could be a good shout, mate. Chicharito. No, he's not in there. Noble's in there, mate. Paqueta. Would he be in there? Ben Rama. Ooh, Ben Rama. Good shout. What a player. Ben Rama's in there. Well done. Ben Rama's in there on 15. Matty Etherington. Oh, Matty Etherington. This could be an absolute shout. No, that would have been a nice shout, though. I like seeing ones that people haven't put in before and they just come out with a... Sunderfreak keeps saying Glenn Johnson. Arnautovic is already in there. We've got Andy Carroll already in there. Payet's not in there. In fact, Payet might be in there. It's just Prem. Kudus. Feels too early for Kudus, doesn't it? Nah, no Kudus. Hernandez. Who's Hernandez? Paul Kitson. Yeah, let's have a look at Paul Kitson. Yeah, Paul Kitson, well done. 18, 9 left. 9 left with 10 minutes to go. We got Di Canio. Jeff Hurst in the Premier League. Nigel Reo-Coker, do you reckon? This could be an absolutely unreal shout. No. Unless I need to put the hyphen in. No Reo-Coker. Di Canio's in there. Diafra Sacco. Could Sacco be in there? He is, what a shout. I know a few of you have said that, but I kind of glossed over that, so apologies. Sacco, 18, same as Defoe, Kevin Nolan, and more than Fornals and Ben Rama. Wow. Haller, maybe. He could be up there, couldn't he? He could have got 15. Haller. No. Not up there. Nah, Haller's not in there. Javier Hernandez. Maybe when people... But why did I put Chicharito in there? Of course it's Javier Hernandez. Yes. Thank God we got that, because I put Chicharito in 8. Why? I might as well just put little P in there. Hernandez, 16. 16 more than Dean Ashton, Joe Cole, and Saeed Benrahma. Sinclair, I'm sure I might have put Trevor in Sinclair, and I'm not sure. Listen, he's in there. Trevor Sinclair has got 38 goals. Whew. So we're missing. You've got all the top ones. So we're missing 16 goals, 13 goals, and 3 12s. 3 12s. We need some different ones. Enna Valencia could be a good shout. Enna. Oh, no. Screw the game. Oh, the game's about to start. No. No. Okay, we have to do it whilst the game is, because we need to complete this. Right. Palace are kicking off, but we need to complete this. Boom. We're going. Okay. So we've still got 5 left. Downing. Could be a good shout. Downing. No. No Downing. Cheku Kiarte. Good shout. Kiarte. Boom. Well done. On 12. Just in. Just in. Evans going mental on Paqueta. Right. Okay. We'll go Paqueta. You could be right. Let's have a look. I think I might have spelled his name wrong. Sacco's in there, edits. Saka's in there, mate. Sacco, I should say. Okay, you're right, mate. Edits. Evan, sorry, has been saying Paqueta for the last 10 minutes. He's right. Paqueta on 16. We've got 3 left. John Hartson is in. I think we've already got him in. Rio, do you reckon? Danny Dyer. Rio. Skamaka. Do you reckon Skamaka? No way. Surely not. No, he's not in there. Not in there. We've got Trevor Sinclair. Don Hutchinson. Okay, let's try Don Hutchinson. Formerly of Everton as well, Bonnie. Don Hutchinson. Don Hutchinson. No, not in there. Only Prem. Craig Dawson. Could be left field. No. So we've got 3 left. Got Harewood. Got Zamora. One Chop. I thought One Chop was One Chop at West Ham. Lingard. Oh, Lingard could be a shout, you know. Lingard might be a big shout. No. Right, I'll read you through what we've got. Right, we have got 7 minutes left. So we've got Antonio, Bowen, DeCanio, Noble, Cole, Souček, Sinclair, Andy Carroll, Canute, Lanzini, Hartson, Lampard, Cotti, Arnautovic, Dix, Sacco, Paul Kitson, Jermaine Defoe, Bobby Zamora, Kev Nolan, Marlon Harewood, Pablo Fornals, Javier Hernandez, Lucas Paqueta, Dean Ashton, Saeed Benrahma, Joe Cole, and Cheku Kiarte. Said Benrahma. Yossi, we've got Benny, and we've gone with him. Ogbonna. Okay, we'll try Ogbonna. Ogbonna. Cresswell. No. Gone Joe Cole. James Ward-Prowse. I don't think so. Gone Noble. Yeah, we've got him. Got him. Got Craig Dawson. One Chop, not mine, but great shout. I can't even know he played from. Okay, we'll go with One Chop. Oh, absolutely no. We've got to go to Laurent for that. But I have to say, Matthew Wright has done. I wasn't sure. I was like, Paolo One Chop. I was like, surely. He didn't. All I remember One Chop doing is playing with Sean Goater, feed the goat, and he will score at City. So we've got 2 left. Paolo One Chop comes in on 12. We've got a 13 and a 12 left. Lucas Neal. No. No, Remy, it's not Benny. I've done Benny right at the start. Ogbonna, no. Scott Parker. No, Scotty Parker. Ian Bishop. I don't know who Ian Bishop is, I'll be honest. No, it's Premier League, remember, Sebastian. It is also West Ham corner. Carlton Cole done him. Felipe Anderson. We've done Kitson. Felipe Anderson. No. So we've got 12 goals left and 13 goals left. And the question again is, can you name West Ham's top 30 Premier League scorers? Corner West Ham in the game as well. Declan Rice done it. Paul Parker. You think top 30 West Ham scorers? Again, I didn't even know he played for West Ham. You got to be the 13 we're missing. Okay. You could be a shout. Andre as well, wasn't it? You? No, are you? Enna Valencia. Enna Valencia could be a good shout. I'm sure I've done this one. No, Enna Valencia. And we've tried the other one, I think, mate. Yarmolenko. No, I thought that was it. Oh, chance here. Bowen on the left foot. Oh, one going in that, I don't think. Yarmo. I'm making sure I'm spelling it right. I think I've spelled that right. Let me try. I thought Yarmolenko had scored a few goals at West Ham as well. No, Yarmolenko. Headed away by Chris Richards. Bit of pressure here from West Ham. Mo Diame. Whole legend. Diame. No. Come on, West Ham fans. We've got 5 minutes left. We've got 2 to get. Hutchinson tried it. Sheringham wasn't on there, surprisingly. Lanzini's already in. Bishop's there. Millwall, Holdings. Yeah, I know they're in there, but are they Premier League? Cotty's already in there. Dean Ashton's already in there. Lanzini's already in there. James Ward. We can try James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse. No, right. I'm asked for a hint because you guys are useless. Oh, I can't ask for a hint. It's annoying. Trevor Morley. Okay. Well, I put Morley in on here. I didn't know his name. Maybe it's if I put Trevor Morley. Trevor Morley. Oh, he's in! You guys have said him for so long. Right. In my defense, I put Morley in and it didn't connect. I put Trevor Morley in, it's come up. We've got 1 left. We've got 12 left. Trevor Morley. Got Hartson. Gone with Haller. Right, okay, you guys, right, maybe if we just put the full name in with Haller. Sebastian Haller. Right, I'm going to actually put his full name in because I didn't do it last time. Sebastian Haller. No. Nada. McAvenny. Would McAvenny be... I've never heard of him. Nah, he's not in there. 1 left. James Collins. Nope. So 12 goals for West Ham. Top 30 Premier League goal scorers of all time. We need number 12 in 4 minutes. Dean Ashton got him. Already in there. Chiarte already in there. Oh, he's done really well there. Chance here for Palace. Ball in. Ooh, Carl Walker-Peters done well. Danny Ings. Sacco's already in there. Ryan. Ogbonna. Oh, AJ, I'm not repeating the question again. Give up. You all want to give up with 1 more left. That's the standard of my chat. Danny Ings, no. 1 more. One more. Right, Arnautovic is in, Lampard's in, Ogbonna's in. Claudio Pizarro. Was he there? No. We have Hutchinson, I've tried. Snodgrass. Diamante. God, do you remember him? Diamante. No. Snodgrass could be a shout. No. 12 goals for West Ham. Yeah, Ayu's not in there, yeah. Yeah. I'll try him again. It's not. He wasn't in there last time. No, he's not in there, are you? One left. Snodgrass is not in there. And Valencia not in there. We'll try Mascherano. I'd be stunned. Nope, not in there, Mascherano. Benayoun's not in there. Hutchinson's. I don't know why you keep putting Hutchinson and Benayoun in there. They're not in there. Zuma. 12 goals, do you reckon? I think you guys are just spamming names now. Zuma, no. Somerville. No. Got one chop in there. Could have. Apparently that's no, mate. Game completed. Oh. Game completed by you suckers at long last. I didn't know it was Don Hutchison. I thought it was Don Hutchinson. So thank you, Geege, because we'd have got nowhere there. Well done, lads and lasses. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. It was Don Hutchison. Where do you hear Hutchison? It's that second name is Hutchinson, isn't it? It's Hutchinson, not Hutchison. What a ridiculous second name that is. Stupid. Have that up, you Don Hutchinson. I'm going to call you Hutchinson. Hutchison. Hutchinson. Oh, God. That was fun. All your guys' fault, I think. Not mine. Poor knowledge, 0 points. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Oh, come on. The average, the Leeds creator IQ. I've literally just gone through all of West Ham's. Look, let's see who we were going through there. When you said Kitson, I knew Paul Kitson's first name. Canute. I've watched all of these players, all of them. Literally, there's not one player I don't recognize there. It's just Hutchison's second name I got wrong. Tony Cottee, even. I was saying great shout. Dean Ashton. These are all top West Ham players. I knew all of these. So don't give me the Leeds IQ thing because I didn't get Don Hutchison's name right. I even knew he's at Everton. Have that up, you. Oh, God. I know, Ryan. Fucking Jesus. Okay, wow. Palace bringing on the artillery. Sarr coming on. Kamada coming on. And Mateta coming on. Wow. There are a lot of players still coming now. Game is kind of dead, Neil. It is, yeah. But hopefully this is going to be some big some big boys coming on now. Mateta coming on, Ishmael Sarr, and Kamada. How are you feeling, West Ham fans? Is there a bit of pressure yet? You Emmers, what are you thinking? And you're all having a go at me for calling him Hutchinson. And you've got a West Ham fan here, a West Ham fan here in Ian, who's calling him Hutchiston. Hutchiston. And LDVR is still going. He's still going. Frank McAvenny. I've heard Frank McAvenny. I'll know this guy's name in my sleep now. Ball in. Kamada. Ooh. This is going to be interesting now for West Ham. I still think they might nick it. Kyle Walker-Peters, he's been good, Kyle Walker-Peters. Edits, we'll do more of it, mate. We'll do more of it sometime. We'll do more of it. To say it's 0-0, I think we've had a pretty good stream so far. Ton Hutchison. Oh, classic. Classic me, eh? Classic me. Guys, there's nearly 800 of you in the building. Do me a favor, slap a like on the video, please. We all know it's Hutchestone. Ball played over the top. Bone with a good opportunity here. Well defended. Yeah, Cambo does really well there. Well defended. Ball played back to Kyle Walker-Peters. Fernandez whips it in. Away from Richards. Palace player down in the box. It's Munoz. It is a poor game. Oh, this ref is bad, isn't he? I'd take it staying 0-0. Hi, mate. How's it going? Good to see you in here, Aiden. What do you guys, if you are a West Ham fan, a Palace fan, neutrals, what are we thinking here? Is this a good result for West Ham? 0-0? What are we thinking? Because West Ham have got Everton next at home. That is not easy. So what are we thinking? The Jarl says, Hutchinson, that's like calling Tanaka Paul. Mateta up against the Sassy is such a battle. Munoz, ball in. Ooh, nearly dropped by Hermansen. West Ham fan says, Geege says, we need the win. Box says this makes such good background noise at work. No, West Ham need 3. They have to win, in my opinion, says Sammy. West Ham need to win. A point gives West Ham 1 clear win gap to Spurs, which is massive. Yeah, that's true. Does it? Look at in West Ham are they a point ahead? And Forest, I want to keep the pressure on Spurs, says Harry, but I don't really want West Ham winning. It's fair. Yeah, I think so. Sheffield Whites, I know what you mean. Sheffield Whites, that's crazy. But then again, I am Mavropanos. That was you do not play it across your own box, do you? I know there'll have been a lot of West Ham fans a little bit nervy then. Wow. This referee is, excuse my French, this referee is shite. He's such a, anytime a player goes down, the ref just gives it. It's so easy to manipulate referees like this. Just throw yourself to the floor. If I was a West Ham fan, I'd be thinking we should be beating these because Palace went out on the piss. Yeah. So Giles says, nice to see you so relaxed on a watch along. Mate, this is what I think this channel is becoming better actually, because I just don't get riled up at all. That's quite nice. Sassy up against Mateta though. What a battle that is. James Mack said they need to win. Spurs got Wolves next. If Irons don't win this or Everton, that could be it. Yeah, I'd be looking at Everton and be a bit worried if I'm a West Ham fan, just because Everton are so good away from home and they've just come off the back of a Liverpool loss. You didn't really want Liverpool to win that one if you're a West Ham fan. I think Moisey will there'll be a bit of retribution wanted there. Ball in the box, Castellanos. It's very even. It's a very even game. Red Box, I've been really disappointed with Premier League referees, to be honest. And I know what championship fans are like, and I understand they think there's a massive difference between champ refs and prem refs. I don't think there's that much of a difference. I think prem refs rely so heavily on VAR. I think I've been really disappointed. Really, really disappointed. Somerville. Oh, he's dancing. Oh, final product. Oh, chance West Ham. Wow. Wow. West Ham with a massive opportunity. Castellanos nearly took it round. I think it was Canvo, but tripped at the last moment. Somerville, that is class. Takes it past Richards, takes it past, I think it might have been Canvo there. And Tatia, there's a slip. Castellanos picks it up, and it's a vital touch there by Canvo, I think it was. Can we get any play from the Bundesliga? We can, mate. I'd like to get. Do you remember Romano Schmid? Do you remember after Schmidt for a while? I'd still like to go after him. He's had a good season. Baumgartner as well. I wouldn't say no to him. Some good plays in the Bundesliga this season. Hayden says, I think it's good for Spurs if we beat Chelsea and go through to the final. Spurs will then play rotated Leeds and Villa side after they play. Yeah, exactly. Munoz out wide. Good ball. Mateta. Oh, it nearly deflected. It's a good game, this, you know. For a 0-0, it's a good game. It's end to end. Highest rated ref on Finalysis is Farai Hallam with 60 out of 100. Oh my God. Is that just player ratings? Is that just fan ratings then, edits? As a Leeds fan, I kind of want West Ham to win. It could genuinely kill off Spurs. K-Dodd says, Sunderland fan enjoying this relegation scrap. Yeah, I bet you are, mate. I bet Sunderland fans are loving it. What a position to be in, by the way. Got to give all credit to Sunderland. Cambo, terrible balling. Terrible balling. Lawrence says, Prem refs are worse. They are out of practice. They have lost the skill of refereeing that clutch. This it's so true, Lauren. Like, you've listened to all the. Do you know this is? It's like when you respect. I think it's like when you start to respect the '90s refs. You know, like Uriah Rennie, like Winter. Was it Jeff Winter? Like, and it used to be they just talk to the players, wouldn't they? I don't mind human error. I don't mind human error. I mean, when you're talking like Pedro Mendes launching the ball from like 90 yards and Carroll gets it into his chest like that, and it spills over the line at Old Trafford and goes a yard over the line, then he claws it back, and it's evidently over the goal line, and the ref doesn't give it. You know, is that ideal? No, it's not. But I don't mind. I think goal line technology is great. I think goal line technology is brilliant. It's just VAR. It's administered by the wrong people. It's administered by Muppets. That's the problem. And they're too scared. There's so many variables to get annoyed at, like that, just general officiating. West Ham corner. Doki as well, Tim, yeah. Michael says, who's getting the second or mate? Michael, it's gonna be mad, mate. It's gonna be if Ipswich don't do that, if Ipswich can't do it, do you know who's gonna beat them in the playoffs? Millwall. Millwall will win the playoffs. Millwall will win the playoffs. If Ipswich slip into the playoffs, I'm telling you, Millwall will win it. Corner. Mavropanos in there. Desassi in there. Big boys. Bowen puts it in. Right on Henderson. Well punched by Henderson as well. Anthony says 3 at the back looks tasty next season. Thoughts on promoted teams next season? Big clubs like Leeds and Sunderland have pulling power. That's where they're staying up. Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony. I agree with you. I think Cov have got. I've mentioned this before. I love Rodoni. Rodoni's a Premier League player. Rushworth is on loan from Brighton, so Rushworth won't. Rushworth, I think, is going to be the replacement for Verbruggen as well, who's going to be leaving Brighton. So Rushworth will not be going back to Coventry. So I think they've probably got one Premier League ready player in Rodoni. There's maybe I'd look at Van Ewyck as a second, but they've got no other Premier League players, in my opinion, anyway, barring that. I've seen some of the fans saying like the likes of like Sakamoto and Haji Wright and all that sort of stuff. And a Premier League, it's just they're not. And unfortunately, when you've not been in the Premier League for a while, because I was the exact same as a Leeds United fan, you come up and you go, oh shit, oh wow, that's the difference. And you realise that when you make a single mistake, you get punished all the time. And you don't realize that until you get into the championship and you're getting beaten badly and you're not touching the ball. And when you've come from a point of which you've been dominant and you're winning every week and then you're losing every week, that feeling becomes a lot different. And I think if, let's say, Cov is the example because they've been promoted, if you look at Cov and let's say we're talking about them having prem ready players, right? And they've only got maybe two, and it's a right back and a cam. Like, you'd ideally want to be Premier League ready, maybe a back line. That's why I was so confident on Burnley, going up with like CJ Egan-Riley, with Esteve, with like Brownhill and Cullen just in front of them. And I thought that's going to be solid. But obviously Cullen's been injured for a big portion of time. Brownhill, end of his contract, wouldn't sign another one. And CJ Egan-Riley got poached, didn't he? And he's been playing in League One. So that was a nightmare. Trafford, then they got rid of that. Trafford got bought off them. So that whole back line was moved out. But Burnley actually had a really good rear guard where that could have worked in the Premier League, in my opinion. They could have been solid. You look at Cov. I mean, let's just look at Burnley. Maybe Esteve, Premier League ready. CJ Egan-Riley with Esteve, Premier League ready. James Trafford, Premier League ready. You might have thrown a couple of others in there. Brownhill, maybe, Zian Fleming has had 16 starts and scored 9 goals, Premier League. I just look at Cov and I think if you've only got one player, realistically, who is, Prem ready, I think you're in trouble. There's too much to do. There's too much to do for me. But I don't know. Burn through the playoffs. Leeds interested in Mane, João Gomez, and Krejci. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Bobby Thomas. I don't know. You can also be a really good championship player or a really decent championship player without being a good Premier League player. Again, I think Bobby Thomas is a bit overhyped. I think he's a bit overhyped. I like him. I think he's one of the better championship centre backs. I don't know. I'd be looking at doing something else, to be honest. Looks like Leeds might put an offer in from Scotch Egg. Oh, Scotch Egg. I'd take him, would you? I'd take him. Oxford, 23 goals this year. Looks like a tasty sign. Love the Brazil shirt. Cheers, James. Stel says, hold on. 0-0. I can't believe they've sentenced us to a 0-0 here. Oh. Fergie said, people said that about Ballard, though, and he stepped up. Yeah, but Fergie, he's had Michele, he's had Robin Roofs, and he's had Alderete. Like, look at the breeding ground he's had to be successful. Do you think if, like, Ballard, with the greatest of respect, was up there with, like, mid to lower range players in and around him from a goalkeeper stance and a centre-back and, like, right back and left back, do you think Ballard would be as good? No, he wouldn't, because he'd be exposed most weeks. Lee says, stop saying Cov. What do you want me to say, Lee? Do you want me to say Coventry? So people get offended by such weird shit, don't they? Stop saying Cov. No. Cov. Burnley's manager, not great in the Premier League, however, but yeah. I remember watching West Ham warm up for the first game of the season. Even then, you can just see mate, honestly, it's ridiculous. I like Radoni. Not sure he's true Prem quality. Well, I tell you, mate, what I can tell you about this, and I know this from a little birdie, he was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered for Everton, and then something went wrong. in the final stages. And I pretty much know that from the horse's mouth. He was pretty much signed with Everton in January, but something went wrong. And I can't say what went wrong. It just didn't go through for whatever reason. But yeah, Moyes loves him. Have that, Lee. Cough. Now I really want to say it just constantly. You can tell I'm the annoying big brother. All in. Is anyone winning this, do we think? Can we get a cov in the chat? McAllister says West Ham need to win, draw. We'll let Spurs. I know. Gio's nerves are getting frayed. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad result in isolation. I don't. Against, you look at Palace, and Palace are doing really well at the minute. I just think you don't want to give Spurs a sniff. Hutchinkov. Lee, I know, mate. I know. I've known you for a long time on here, mate. I know, mate. Lee, do you know what it is, mate? I'm a moody git, and I'm getting moodier because I've been doing this for 4 days now. I've just been on the watchalongs like that to people, and I do enjoy it. Of course, I do. Beam says Radoni's. He's a very, very good player. I really like Radoni. Trust me, if Leeds were to go and sign Radoni, I'd be a very happy boy. Very happy boy. Wouldn't fit in our system at the minute. I mean, maybe Leeds will go to a 4-2-3-1, but I think Radoni's probably going to cost you what 20 odd 25, probably more. Yeah, he's a good player, mate. Radoni. Who's this little birdie, Connor? You'd be surprised, sometimes, we get people watching us, us idiots. Sometimes, even the lads who kick balls around every now and again, they do. Some of them do watch us, believe it or not. Connor has the sniffles and a bad cough. Oh, here we go. Big Mateta. Mateta against Asasi. Ball in the middle. Finds. Oh, so close to finding Sarr. Love that bit of claimage there by Hermansen. Hermansen's been good, hasn't he? Connor, I think we'll probably stay with the back 3-5 for another season. Yeah, maybe, mate. I don't mind Leeds. Like, if Leeds were to go to a back four against, like, Burnley, I wouldn't mind that. It just means we're more attacking, can go to, like, 3 up top. 0-0 all day. K-Dodd says, is the promotion team curse coming back next season then, Connor? It depends who goes up, mate. It depends who goes up. I think probably the more Prem-ready squad I can see. And I do like the manager. I do. I love Tondereka at Southampton. He's very pragmatic, very aggressive as well with his rotations, very intense when it comes to his pressing style as well, but also can be the complete opposite. As varying systems, varying formations. I just like Southampton. I think Southampton have got a few players in there who have done it before as well. Probably not to a successful level, though. You do have to say that. Chance here for West Ham. Brennan Johnson, 2 versus 2. He is crap, isn't he? Brennan Johnson. He is absolutely pony. Lerma. Oh, it's a corner. Wow. Hi, Burnley fan here. Parker out. Yeah, mate. Get him out. You need him out. Do we all think that with Parker? Just they need to get him out. But yes, K-Dodd, in response to your question, I look at the teams coming up and I think maybe they'll surprise us. But don't be fooled into thinking just because this season has happened, that means that it's all going to be a change of guard now. Leeds were very unique in terms of we broke financial records. Leeds United were the most lucrative team probably ever in Championship history. Our wage structure, the amount we spent, just as context, Leeds wingers, we had out wide Nonto, Ramazani, Dan James, and Brendan Aronson in the Championship. Like, it was ridiculous. And a lot of the players that we've had have come up with Leeds to the Premier League and acclimatized. Like, that shows the caliber of team we had. Sunderland had a lot of very good profiles. And off the back of that as well, they sold Joe Bellingham and Tommy Watson for like combined 50 odd million. So then we're able to invest a mass amount of money in that squad. And with Lebris, who's very unique, and his youth connections in France, they were able to attract a lot of stars who'd played under him before. Quite unique that. Burnley, I think, had a good crop to be good this season, Burnley. If they'd have kept Old Trafford, which was never going to happen, CJ Egan-Riley, Brownhill, Cullen, because I think Cullen's been injured for a large part here. Oh, chance. Castellanos saved. Cullen's been injured for the majority of the season, but I think if you kept hold of a nucleus from the Championship, then came up, I think, this sounds stupid, but I actually think Burnley would have been really difficult to beat. They would have been, because I think there was a little bit more of a transition to the Premier League there. They'd have had to invest in the forward line a bit better, because Brogy has been an absolute dud signing. Zian Fleming's had 16 starts, scored 9 goals. He's actually done well this season, Fleming. So, yeah, a little bit of context there. But then you look at Cov, Ipswich. Ipswich are just Championship superstars. Mattersey was unreal. Philogene, Clark, George Hurst, no. There's just O'Shane Greaves, yeah, don't mind it. Leif Davis, Premier League. You've got to think about it a bit more. So, yeah, I think it could be a bit different. And then, you know, you look at one of the promoted sides like Millwall, Hull, they're going to have to bring so many players in. That's what I mean. Lefay would have never come in without Regis Labrie. He wouldn't have done, you know. And then you look at like Michele. Would he have come in without Regis Labrie there as well? You know. Remember that guy on Twitter who kept comparing Cullen and Stat? Cullen's, I like Cullen. I do like Cullen. And Solomon, yeah, sorry, I forgot about Solomon as a winger. Yeah, I completely forgot about him. Corner, Palace. Ball in. It's been few and far between. That's what I'd say is a positive for West Ham, really. There's not really been that many chances for Palace. Ooh, foul it looked like there on Kamada. Xhaka got Nordy to come there. Yeah, I mean, who got Xhaka? That's my question, Lexi. That's my question. Who got Xhaka? Handball. Oh, Palace have scored. That's surely handball. And a booking. Yeah, goal Palace. Nowhere near. Like, you can see it from a mile off. Mateta that. Yeah, handball, goal Palace, but disallowed. Yeah, so look at Mateta here though, lads and lasses. Look at that. Nah, you're not getting away with that one, big fella. Yeah, it's handball. Are we even looking at that? Surely we're not looking at that. Yeah, I've not seen it. I mean, I just even looked at that and I was like, nah. Would West Ham be happy with the draw? It doesn't look like either team's going to score, does it? At all. So, yeah, maybe. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this as well, by the way, but we can continue doing this and all that sort of stuff. What we're going to do next week is next game week fixtures. We'll have a look. So what have we got next? So we are going to be doing a watch along for... We'll do a watch along. Obviously, if you're interested, we've got Bournemouth Leeds on the other channel. But game week 34, Sunderland Forest on Friday night. I'm doing a watch along for that. We'll do a watch along as well we'll do a joint watch along for West Ham Everton and Wolves Spurs on Saturday. And we'll do that. And then on the other channel as well, we'll have Leeds Chelsea. Might have a little bit of a surprise for that one, actually, but that'll be Leeds Chelsea. We might even run in and do an Arsenal Newcastle one. Maybe. We'll see how we feel. See how we feel. But yeah, we'll do Sunderland on Friday night. We'll do Wolves, Spurs, and West Ham Everton on a duel. Then we might roll into Arsenal to see that bottle job. Yeah, Ryan, he's class. He's absolutely class, mate. It's Fernandez. What a player. Mikey Moore would do a lot of good work for Spurs in the Championship. Yeah, he would. They've still got Somerville as well, haven't they? Somerville's obviously proven it. Not Somerville, Solomon. So there you go. West Ham are very defensive away from home. When they are at home, they are goal. Yeah. That's what I mean. A point on the road's always a good point, and West Ham just aren't really getting beaten that regularly at the minute. Still a bit of time to go, but Mitchell on the overlap. Ball in. Bam 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 bam. Do us a favor, guys. Slap a like on the video. We've got 900 of you in the building and only 400 likes. Please do me a favor. Can we get that up to 900? Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. He just loves giving fouls, doesn't he, this geezer? He absolutely loves giving fouls. Oh, no, we're not on that. Why have I done that? Why have I done that, chat? No, Sujal, I get that, mate. I get that completely. And I'd agree as well, mate. I'd agree. I'd agree, mate. Yeah, I think it will be a McCoy. Definitely. Eldev says top 8 next season. Borough, Wolves, Spurs, Wrexham. Top 8's mad, isn't it? Juve just hits it over the bar, by the way. Decent opportunity there for the Irons. Irons. Bit reckless. Also, Connor, I read that Leeds last season were the 6th highest in the country when it came to shirt sales. Does that money go to the club or Adidas? There'll be a split in there, mate. There'll be a big split. I don't know what the percentage would be, to be honest, but there'll be a split. Kyle Walker-Peters. Suchek. Poor. I don't think West Ham have been great, to be honest, in the second half. I mean, Palace haven't either, but just not good between the lines here, Palace. West Ham. So was that connection there. It's very, very, very heavily reliant, isn't it, on Matheus Fernandez with that quality. Suchek's had a couple of misplaced passes now. Yeah, they're good, aren't they, Josh? Bowen. Kante. Finn, I'd probably say, hopefully he won't go, mate, but I reckon you could be looking north of 20, couldn't you? Definitely. Millwall must have the lowest amount of replica shirt wearers take the mickey out of adults wearing them. Think, do you know why? It's because they're all there in CP companies, Stone Island, pretending to be fake hard men. Mail. Oh God. Nothing wrong with a replica shirt, mate. Nothing wrong with that. Look at this. Look at that quality. World class. How much are you paying for a CP company jacket in Stone Island? Come on in, you mugs. You know what I mean? It's Wear a replica shirt. Calm down. Have an orange juice. Watch the football. Think it's 64 or 60 got in the manufacturer. There you go, Jamie. Cambot. Mitchell. Lacroix. West Ham camped on their own half here. Oh, Jesus fucking. Why would you shoot there, you absolute muppet? That Cambo. Good Lord. Why would you do that? Fucking Millwall. Millwall Holdings in here is a funny guy. He's a funny guy. That's it, Neil. I like it. I like a little replica jersey. Mill. I love my football jerseys. I just do. Maybe I'm trying to. I always have since I was a kid though. So just not growing up basically. Mitchell. Away by Juve. Will a point be enough for West Ham? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll still be a good point. As I say, Palace have been doing really well recently. People ignore how well Palace have been doing in the league. Oh, Finn going for a big nibble there. Millwall a third and can't fill a stand. Holdings won't be happy on that one. Oh, Sam, how many shirts you got, mate? Replica and real. 50. Next question. Do I wear them all? No, I don't. Yeah, mate, about 50. Mental. Connie, you thought we should have gone for it more when we played Palace of 10 men. Always ambitious, Tom. Always ambitious. Haven't heard your Fark impression in a long time, Connor. Save it for the other channel, mate. I might offend a few people here. Big nibble from Holdings here. Nothing. There's nothing better than a nibble. Honestly. I found the perfect meme for Millwall Holdings in the chat here. The perfect meme for Holdings in the chat. This is what we're looking at. This is this is this is Finn. This is Finn going after Holdings there. Go ahead. Take a nibble. Which is your worst football shirt, Connor? I would say it's a good. I'll show you. Probably that one, I'd say. That is truly horrendous. He's still going. Holding, stop it. Stop. Holding, stop it with the nibble. You've got to stop. People are chucking some bait out there, mate, and you are nibbling. It's a bad one. It's a wild kit. Yeah, it's an awful kit. Like, I don't get it. Oh, chance for West Ham. Walker Peters. Oh. Oops, still going. Suchek. Corner. As a kit idea, it's not bad, just grim execution. That's quite something. Yeah, it's interesting. I think, hold on, I'll try find it. Palace and England. It's which one is it? Yeah, it's this. Look, it's like a Palace. I thought the concept to be better. Like, so I quite like Palace. Like, I think Rashford was wearing it not long ago, but it's like a kit concept of. Yeah, it's like that. That's what it is. It's like a Palace World Cup and England concept. That's what it is. But yeah, I'm not sure. And that's it. Full time. What a game. What a game. Interesting. The commentators are like, that suits West Ham. Does it? But yeah, that's the concept, that kit. So what do you reckon, Irons? Are you happy with that then? Are you happy with that point? Yeah. Spurs and West Ham dogfight. So that's now West Ham. Just looking at that, that's now West Ham who have got. So West Ham have now got Everton next. And then West Ham, let's have a quick look. So West Ham got. Let's have a quick look at West Ham here. Now, West Ham, let's not pretend they've not been in really good form. I do think, and I'm not going to change my prediction because I do think Spurs go. I think West Ham stay up. But if you are a Hammers fan in here, what are your thoughts on this? Is this it's a bit of a run, this, isn't it? It's a bit of a run. So that obviously takes West Ham to 33. Everton at home, Brentford away, Arsenal at home. Why does this look tougher now, like post-match? I think it's probably because I thought they'd win 1-0. I had them down to win that game 1-0. Wolves officially down. Wolves are relegated. Yeah, not a great game. Not a great game. Yeah, the sizes are good, mate. They're really, really nice. Really lovely. And this, by the way, is a bundle I got delivered from OK Jersey. And once again, look at this. You can hear that? It's actually really good. The quality's unreal. It's just not my kind of design. I got sent it. It's really good quality. It's immense quality. The Palace badge is really nice. The England top. It's just not my design. But people love this sort of stuff. I'm just not quirky. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. I think Palace looked more like a score, but neither team could finish. West Ham have some proper rubbish games there. That's a challenging schedule. Bad fixtures. They win at Newcastle, not too sure about the others. If I was West Ham, I wouldn't be like, got a horrible feeling Spurs survive. Well, yeah, what do you all think? Like, I mean, I know that looks bad on paper. I think we'll get something at Newcastle. I think Palace will get something at Newcastle. Newcastle are pony at the minute. Arsenal doesn't look great, but seen stranger things. I think the big thing for West Ham is at home. I think the worst thing, this is what I was saying earlier. Form table. I'll try to show you guys. Form table, Premier League. Let's have a look. Form table, Premier League. Okay. So this is what I always talk about with. Don't know if it'll show you of all time of like the whole season. It just doesn't, which is really annoying. Hold on. Just what I wanted to say. Away form. Like, footy stats. There we go. So, footy stats. So, this is what I'm talking about now. So, this is the away form table in the Premier League. So, to be fair, I thought Everton were a little bit higher here. So, they're not. But I'll just show you guys this. Bit more context. So, this is Everton. So, this is the away form in the Premier League all season. So, Everton are 5th, obviously off the back of that Liverpool loss. So Everton have won 7 games away from home, drawn 4, lost 5, but they've got 25 points on the road. And then you look at Arsenal, 32 points on the road. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to actually see the home records. I know sometimes this doesn't come into conversation here, but home, Brentford are joint with Sunderland in 6th at home. And then Newcastle are tripe. But Newcastle are still 12th. Leeds are just above them at home. But they've been awful recently, Newcastle, surprisingly. So Everton, I think it's going to be tricky for them. Brentford will be tricky, but I think they could get something there. But the fixture list just doesn't look great for them, does it? Just doesn't look great for them. Wolves on the beach now. No point in taking risks. I don't see them beating Everton or Brentford. Leslie says, West Ham fan here will take a draw against the 3rd best defence in the league. Fair enough, mate. Leslie, what are you thinking about the fixtures? What are you thinking? Maybe win Leeds. Yeah, I think they'll. I've always said that. I've said this throughout, but I think the last day of the season, West Ham will beat Leeds. I've said that throughout. They take a point. There was some proper pressure on the fixture for West Ham. Yeah, probably was. It might be a good result for West Ham fans. I'd be interested to hear what they think, to be honest. 6 points at least in there for West Ham would mean Spurs would need to. Yeah, I think West Ham are fine. I still think they're fine. I still think they get something at Newcastle. They might be better away from home, You look at the fixtures at home. You look at Arsenal going to London Stadium and Everton. They're probably 2 of the worst teams to come to your ground. So the away fixtures might be better, than playing Brentford away and then playing Newcastle away. They actually might be more profitable for West Ham. So we'll have to wait and see. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a right laugh tonight, hasn't it? Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And we will see you on the other side. Have a good one, guys. Like before you leave. Leave a comment in the section below as well. Your thoughts on the relegation battle. It always helps us in the algorithm. And thank you so much. We'll be back with 3.